is swung on and hit in the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the back for 1 out, throws to first, it is in time, a double play!
Pitch, breaking ball lifted deep to center field, and it is gone! A 2-run shot for Cody Hosey.
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a 2-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his first season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here's play-by-play broadcaster Stephen Huff.
It's a day-night doubleheader for Newport as they look to pick up a win here in the nightcap on Discover Newport Night. How you doing, everybody? Stephen Huff getting you set for tonight's matchup between the Newport Gulls and Keene Swamp Bats here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tonight's matchup for the Newport Gulls is their second-to-last home game in the regular season as they chase the Martha's Vineyard Sharks for first place in the Southern Division. For the Keene Swamp Bats, they currently are in third place in their Northern Division. Last time out for the Swamp Bats, they fell to the Vineyard by a score of 3-1. It's the Gulls and Swamp Bats right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Bell here with Scott Holzwasser. Now, Scott, you're invited to the All-Star game yesterday. What was that experience like?
It was super, super cool. I mean, we went through like a lot of testing, like reaction tests, vertical jump tests, but it was cool to be around all those guys, some of the best players in the country, so it was a great experience.
So you guys playing Sanford on Saturday, All-Star game yesterday, double header here today. Are you tired from all this baseball? What's going on?
I'm a little tired. I mean, I was cramped in the back of a truck for 4.5 hours. That was probably the worst part, but it's fun to play. It helped that last game was only a few innings, so I'm good to go.
And so, Scott, I got to ask you about your helmet here. What's up with that? Does it fit you?
It definitely does not fit me, but I honestly have no idea what I can do at this point about it. So,
how many times do you think it's fallen off this season? Do you have a count in your head?
50, maybe 100.
And lastly, Scott, I heard that there was a quote from one of your baseball coaches that defense never slumps. So how has that quote impacted your baseball career?
I mean, I've definitely gone through some slumps hitting college baseball, and it's so frustrating, but I can't bring it out to the defense. My pitcher's counting on me, so I just got to, stay focused and make the plays.
All right, thank you, Scott. And the pregame show continues next on NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nick Bello here with Jimmy Kingsbury and Jordan Marks. Now, Jimmy, you were at the All-Star game yesterday. What was that experience like?
It was a great experience, except for the rain out. It was fun watching the home run derby. The guys, Jay Hen did a great job. It was fun watching the other guys put balls out. It was incredible to watch. And for the players who got to play, it was fun watching them put up numbers. The pitchers were pretty good. The hitters were really good too. Scott Holzwasser made a couple plays, got a couple of bats. And then I don't know if anybody else got in. I think Mike was about to throw, but then they called it. So I was excited to get to watch him pitch, but then the rain held it off. But it was a fun experience for sure.
And Jordan, same question to you. You're at the All-Star game as well. What was that experience like for you?
It was good to cheer on the teammates that made the All-Star team. Obviously, we didn't, but it was good we got the opportunity to throw in front of the scouts, and that was big for us. Because only 9 guys can throw for the All-Star team, and that's not even a guy on every team. So it was nice to get in there and get our reps, kind of get seen a little bit. But it was also nice to watch the other guys, compete on the All-Star team. And I had a buddy from school on the All-Star team too that plays for Valley, so that was good to watch. Just to watch all the guys go out there and have fun.
And so, what was your strategy, for the bullpen session? What was on your mind? What were you going through beforehand? What was your strategy?
Yeah, I was just trying to live in the bottom of the zone, kind of locate low with my fastball. I wasn't trying to overthrow or anything, because if I do that, I'd probably throw a lot of balls. So I was trying to keep in control, low in the zone. With my slider, I wanted to stay on top, get on top of it, and not throw it into the dirt or anything. And then change up, same thing, just stay on top and prune it at the end, and throw it for a strike. So I think I did a decent job at that, and hopefully the scouts think I did a good job. But yeah, that's all I got.
And Jordan, same question to you. What was your strategy going into it?
Pretty much just, show what we got. Wanted to get loose beforehand, and, so no injuries or anything like that. So, get a good stretch in. And then, you're up there with, I think it was like 20 or 25 plus scouts back there. You're going to be amped up. So I was just trying to, take deep breaths and, just try and stay collected, but, kind of let it eat and, just try and put her in there and show what I got. So.
I just asked Scott Holzwasser, if he was tired. You guys played on Saturday. You go into the All-Star game yesterday, and you got a doubleheader today. So, same question here. Are you tired from all this baseball?
No, I love playing baseball. I'll play every day if I need to. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I didn't play. All I did was throw a quick bullpen, and then I got to watch them play. So I was fine. I'm good to go now.
So it's basically a day off for you almost.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Good, little rest. Yeah, it was a good day off.
And Jordan, same question to you. You play all this baseball within the weekend, and you come here for a doubleheader. How are you feeling? Are you tired at all?
Obviously for the pitchers, it's not too bad because we kind of chill out there in the lawn chairs. But yeah, I could see for the guys in the All-Star game and the position players every day, I'm sure their bodies have taken a toll. But right now, yeah, it's wearing down a little bit. I know me and Jimmy both threw a lot of innings at school, and we're getting up there now. So, but we're trying to finish off strong, and that's what we're trying to do. So.
And last question here. I realize you guys have a hammock out there in the bullpen. Whose idea was that? What's up with that? Have you sat in it yet?
Oh yeah, I'm in there frequently. That's Justin Cherry's hammock. It's really comfortable, so I take it from him a lot. But yeah, it was his idea. That's kind of his style. It's pretty funky like that, but I like it. It's a great idea.
And Jordan, what do you think about the hammock out there in the bullpen?
I'm not a big hammock guy myself. I'm more of a lawn chair relaxer. But yeah, Cherry and Jimmy, they like to get in there together sometimes. Just good cuddle, fifth inning cuddle. But yeah, you can count me out of that. I don't want anywhere close to there. So
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Jordan Marks is not a hammock guy. The pregame show will continue next on the NECBO Broadcast Network.
And welcome back to the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show. I'm John Perrick, and I'm joined alongside today with Chuck Pava, the Newport Gulls general manager. Chuck, big victory in Game 1. How does that feel?
Every victory feels good, Johnny. Anytime you win a ball game, especially this time of the year where it's grind time, it's the end of the year, every win is a big win. And so it was another outstanding win. What I liked about it was how much we kept coming back. We went down early and came back, went down, came back, and just never seemed to give up. And that's the chemistry and the character of this team that I'm seeing right now. I'm very happy with it.
Now, of course, Newport, they're on the neck of getting that 1 seed. How big would that 1 seed be for this team?
Listen, it's always nice to be the 1 seed, but I'm happy at this point just to get into the playoffs, John. So whatever works out from here going forward, we'll take it, we'll run with it, and just keep competing like we do.
Well, on Wednesday, Martha's Vineyard here at Cardines Field. What do you think the Newport Gulls need to do moving forward to get that victory and then going into the playoffs?
Well, you just got to keep playing good baseball, stay healthy, of course. Keep the pitchers in there without having to go through too many, because we got a little bit of a grind tonight. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is our last game. So we just need to keep everybody healthy and keep the arms fresh as we can and do what we need to do.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck. And the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show continues next.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show. It's time for the manager show. Stephen Huff alongside the Gulls manager Kevin Winterroad. And Coach, Of course, you're facing off against the former team that you used to coach for. You won a NECBL championship with them. What's it like facing off against Keene?
Well, it's a special place to me, but when we get between the lines, I want to go to battle with our guys, and I'm excited about the game tonight.
Now, of course, you had a couple pitchers in the All-Star game yesterday. It was rained out, and so that actually helped you out a little bit because it was going to be tough balancing some of the arms and how you go through the depth, and now you don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah, that I'm sad for the kids because they didn't get to showcase what our league's all about, but for us here today with 2 games the day after, it was somewhat of a blessing for us. It allowed us to start Mike and keep him in the game on the delayed game. So, yeah, it was a blessing for sure.
Now, of course, in that first game against the Ocean State Waves, Hayden Jones had that huge hit down the left field line, a walk-off hit that has to do a lot for the team momentum and morale.
Yeah, I think that just getting every win that matters now. But Hayden had a heck of a game, had 2 hits, and just did a great job for us.
Now, of course, in this second game against Keene, if Newport wins, they clinch a playoff spot. You guys have Garrett Schmeltz out there on the mound. What do you expect from him? What do you like from him?
Well, he's definitely got some of the best stuff on our team. He needs to pitch tonight and throw strikes, and if he does, he'll give us a chance. And I like the way we're swinging the bats.
All right, well, it should be a good one. He's Kevin Winterode. I'm Stephen Huff. Goals and Swamp Bats coming up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Once again, here's Stephen Huff and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Welcome into Cardines for Discover Newport and Brendan Vacations Night. As Newport is giving away sunglasses and pens courtesy of Discover Newport, Newport Gulls team posters, and a drawing of Ireland Vacation courtesy of Brendan Vacation. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello tonight as the Gulls are facing off against the Keene Swamp Bats. Newport is coming into this one 24-16 on the season, and they had a game earlier today against the Ocean State Waves. This is the second game of the doubleheader. Keene Swamp Bats come into this one 23-17. They come into this one following a 3-1 loss against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. The Swamp Bats are on a 3-game losing streak after being tied for first in the Northern Division. And now they're facing a little bit of a slide, and that's tough for them because the Northern Division, it's a gauntlet, and you can't afford to lose those games right now because everyone's fighting for not only first place but also for those 3 spots in the Northern Division.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't lose games if you're the Keene Swamp Bats, and you're facing a tough team tonight in the Newport Gulls, who are second place in the Southern Division, 1.5 games out, and they have a chance. The Gulls have a chance to clinch tonight. So there's a lot on the line right now for both teams.
A lot on the line for both teams. Of course, the Gulls come into this one just defeating the Ocean State Waves just about an hour ago. That game wrapped up. It was the first game of 2 for tonight, and that game actually started last Monday. It was suspended, and what a game it was. It started off between the 2 teams, scoring hefty. 3 runs scored for the Waves in the first inning last Monday. The Gulls came back, batted around the lineup in the first inning, scoring 6 runs. Then the Waves came back, scored 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, taking that 7-6 lead into the 5th inning, and that's when things got crazy last Monday. The game was canceled.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you finished the game or the game gets canceled last week. You have about a week in between. You got the All-Star game in between. You come back today. You have the same pitcher on the mound who is Mike Sansone. No, not really used to making a start from what seems like a start. But, the Gulls come in and get the job done thanks to Hayden Jones.
So Sansone was in the mound, and they did eventually get the win, but it took a while. The Waves came back out firing on all cylinders. They scored a run in every single inning until the 9th. They scored 1 in the 5th, 2 more in the 6th, but then the Gulls had that big 5 runs in the 6th inning, including a 2-run home run from Scott Holzwasser. He now has 4 on the season. Then the Waves scored another in the 7th. The Gulls answered, taking the lead back in the bottom of the 7th. Waves then tied it up in the 8th, and then, as you said, it was a walk-off hit from Hayden Jones in left field. Another walk-off for Newport, and it's just something about this team and their late-game heroics this season.
Yeah, it seems like whenever they get into these situations where it's a tie ball game, down 1, down 2, in the 9th inning, they always seem to come through, and, that's what you got to love about this team. They have a flair for the dramatic.
And earlier in the season, it seemed like Ryan Tours was that guy, but now it seems like everyone is producing at all times of the game, but especially late. You get it from Hayden Jones today.
Yeah, big things coming from Hayden Jones today. You know, a guy who's had a very good season here. He was only a freshman this year in Mississippi State, so his future is very bright from what we've seen here this summer from him.
And I know you and I were looking into Hayden Jones a little bit before you interviewed him the first time, and when he came to camp here at Newport after arriving late from Mississippi State, his first home run was a mammoth of a home run.
Oh my God! If anyone has a chance to go and look up this home run, please do, because you don't expect that kind of power out of a freshman, but he took that thing far. I mean, this would probably hit at least 5 houses if it were here in Newport.
It left the ballpark out there, and it was a great home run for him. And then today, hitting batting practice, you could just tell something was different for him. He hits rips a single up the middle for Hayden Jones early in the game, and then had the walk-off hit later for him against Ocean State. But tonight, Newport is facing off against the Keene Swamp Bats. Tough lineup for the Gulls facing off against them. 6 All-Stars to lead things off in the Swamp Bats lineup.
Yeah, I mean, this Keene Swamp Bats team is very, very good. You know, they're very dangerous, and you can't take them lightly. But the Gulls have a very good pitcher on the mound tonight, Garrett Schmeltz, who is 1-1 in the season and has only given up a few runs.
Yeah, we will get to Schmeltz and the rest of the Keene Swamp Bats in a little bit. Let's take a look over tonight at the standings and all the games that are going to be taking place.
Absolutely. So North Adams is leading the Northern Division with a 24-15 record. Followed by them is Upper Valley Nighthawks, 1 game behind. The Keene Swamp Bats, who are here at Newport tonight, 1.5 games out of first place. The Vermont Mountaineers, 22-19, 3 games out of first place. The Valley Blue Sox, 20-18, 3.5 games out of first place. And then the Sanford Mainers and the Winnipesaukee Muskrats round out the bottom of the order, 9.5 games out for Sanford and 12 games out for Winnipesaukee. As for the Southern Division, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks are still in first place, 25-14 on the season. However, the Newport Gulls are creeping up behind the Sharks, have gained a half game on them with the win this afternoon against Ocean State. They're now 1.5 games out with a 24-16 record. The Mystic Schooners are 20-18, 4.5 games out of first place and in the third playoff position. The Danbury Westerners 18-20, 6.5 games out of first place. The Ocean State Waves 17-22, 8 games out of first place. And the New Bedford Bay Sox rounding out the Southern Division, 13.5 games out, 12-28 on the season.
And of course, there's a couple big games. We can get to those in a sec, but of course, there's a big doubleheader happening right now. I believe it's between Mystic and Danbury.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're a Newport Gulls fan, you should be watching this series very closely. Top 8 right now, Danbury and Mystic are tied at 2. And then they go on to play right after that game. They have a scheduled start for 6:30 p.m., but it doesn't look like they're going to get underway at 6:30 p.m., so it'll probably be pushed back to 7 or 7:30. There's some other games going on in the NACBL, obviously. Winnipesaukee up 1-0 over Vineyard in the bottom of the first. Upper Valley and Sanford has just started, and we're actually going to send it down to Mike Falcone right now.
Newport County is here to perform tonight's national anthem. Choir School of Newport County. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
Tonight's national anthem was sung by the Choir School of Newport County as we get set for action between the Newport Gulls and Keene Swamp Bats. Gulls come into this one 24-16, chasing that 25-win season, that pivotal 25th win. That's the mark that the Gulls are reaching for. That typically is the mark that it could be reached to make the playoffs, whereas the Keene Swamp Bats come into this one 23-17. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. Now, Nick, I'm going to send it on your way. Take us through who's in the lineup for the Keene Swamp Bats tonight.
Thank you, Stephen. We've got Kevin Welsh starting off for the Keene Swamp Bats, followed by him in the second hole is Randall Bednar in right field. Followed by Bednar is David Bedgood, the DH. He will be followed by Will Wagner, the second baseman. Kyle Bell, the third baseman, follows Wagner. Matthew, the first baseman, follows behind Ball. We got Caudle, the catcher, after Matthew. McNeil, the center fielder, following Caudle. Joseph, the left fielder, following McNeil. And Luke Albright on the mound tonight for the Swamp Bats.
Facing off against the Swamp Bats will be the lefty on the mound from Louisville, Garrett Schmeltz. He will be making a sixth appearance and third start on the mound for Newport. He has a 3.14 ERA through 14 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 5 runs, all of them earned off of 9 hits and 11 walks. He has 16 strikeouts in those 14 1/3 innings pitched. As for Newport and their lineup, leading things off for the second time today will be Scott Holzwasser, the Northeastern shortstop. Following him is Hudson Haskin, the center fielder from Tulane. Batting third is Chris Hamilton, the Stony Brook first baseman. Batting cleanup tonight for Newport is the Vanderbilt third baseman, Justin Henry Malloy. Following him is the designated hitter, Brett Vosick. Batting sixth is Isaiah Thomas, the Vanderbilt right fielder. Following him is the Quinnipiac catcher, Colton Bender. Batting eighth is Joey Bellini, who will be playing second base tonight. And rounding out the order for the Gulls is the URI left fielder, Greg Cavallari. Now, of course, we also have to focus on the pitching side for Keene, who's going to be towing the rubber for the Swamp Bats.
Great, the right-handed pitcher out of Kent State, Luke Albright. 4-3 record on the season, 5.31 ERA. He started in 8 games and has played in 8 games, 40 2/3 innings pitched, 51 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 43 hits. They're going to see a fastball, curve, and a changeup from Albright tonight.
And, of course, calling the balls and strikes tonight. Behind the plate is Russ Chapman, and in the field for the umpiring crew looks to be Kenny Tochi and Levante Palmer. As we look at the weather tonight, it was an 80-degree first pitch for day one. Now it's a sunny 75 degrees for first pitch here in game number 2 of the day. 87% humidity and a 9-mile-per-hour wind of the south-southwest. So getting a little bit more humid as the day has gone on. And you think that's going to affect how the baseball flows out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw it in the afternoon game today. You know, Scott Holzwasser's home run seemed like it levitated it out of the park. And, you know, it's definitely going to have an effect on the ball tonight.
You saw that ball just keep carrying, keep carrying. The players on Ocean State looked like they were going to get over to it, and then the ball just kept going, and it might have been because of that humidity.
Yeah, I mean, us in the broadcast booth, too, we thought it was just a routine pop fly, and then it just ended up carrying and carrying and carrying until it was out of the park.
Well, Holzwasser will take it. It counts the same 2-run home run for him in the Ocean State game as the Gulls came away with the victory earlier today. But taking a look at the defense for the Gulls, how they stack up against the Swamp Bats, going from left to right in the outfield. Cavallari, Haskin, and Thomas going from left to right in the infield as well. Justin Henry, Malloy, Scott Holzwasser, Joey Bellini, and Chris Hamilton, while Colton Bender is taking care of the duties behind the dish. Of course, Garrett Schmeltz on the mound, fastball slider change guy, and he has that sweep away slider. And that thing, when it's on, he has the control. That's his put away pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of good baseball from Garrett Schmeltz this year, and we'll look to see if he can continue that success today.
So the first batter, Schmeltz, will face off against this Kevin Welsh, shortstop for the Keene Swamp Bats, hitting .316 on the year. Shortstop from Rutgers University, joined Keene late, but had such a good summer for them that he still cracked the all-star lineup for the Northern Division. First offering, fastball swung through and missed from Welsh, 0-1.
And a little fact about Kevin Welsh, he started every game in his college career. I think he's a junior there at or he's going to be a senior this year at Rutgers.
Now this 0-1 offering going to be popped up behind the plate and foul 0-2. Yeah, so if you're starting every game from the first day you walk on campus over there at Piscataway up through your junior season, you have to have a lot of talent, and it shows because he joined late and still made the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a kid who definitely has a bright future.
This 0-2 pitch, fastball misses up and in. 1-2. He's batting leadoff now for the Keene Swamp Bats. Again, we said .316 average, worked 14 walks on the season, but he's down in the count here as this 1-2 slider just misses a little bit up, 2-2.
Yeah, not a bad pitch right there from Schmelz, just missing.
You can see the bite from it as it just bit a little bit too late. Now the 2-2. Another pitch that found the zone. Nice fastball there from Schmelz for strike 3. Catching Welsh looking, and there's one away here in the first.
Anytime you can get a leadoff guy out, especially with a strikeout, that's definitely going to build momentum in your favor.
Last time out for Schmelz on the mound was against Ocean State. He only went 2 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs, all of them earned off of 3 hits, 5 walks, and 2 hit batters. Struck out 3 in those 2 1/3. It's his first pitch fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1. That's kind of been Schmelz's struggle on the season. High strikeout guy, but every now and then can lose some control. The past 2 starts has struggled with it. Now this 0-1 pitch just misses, low breaking ball for ball 1.
Yeah, but in Schmelz's last outing, actually, he had a very good performance. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks.
That one was against Valley. Schmelz looking on. On the 1-1, this one going to be chopped foul, left of the bag at third. 1-2.
Yeah, Bednar, 331 on the season so far in 39 games, and he started in 38 of the 39 games this season.
So you saw that last outing for Schmelz out of the bullpen. The Ocean State numbers were his last start. And right now for the Gulls, as they have this tough part of the schedule, as that 1-2 breaking ball misses up 2-2, they're going to be rotating guys through the bullpen, maybe getting starts out of guys that aren't always starters, although Schmelz does have some starts on the season. And Zackerson, the head pitching coach for the Gulls, said that's exactly what they need. They just need guys to go out. This ball's fouled along the third base line. Count remains. They just need guys to get outs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, especially at this time of the season when your roster starts getting thin because guys have to go back to school, they start getting hurt, or they just run out of time here in Newport. You know, you really start having to rely on guys that you might not have relied on at the beginning of the season.
It's now Schmelz on the 2-2 offering. Slider going to drop into the zone and catch Bednar looking for strike 3. So 2 up for the Keene Swamp Bats and 2 strikeouts for Schmelz. Both of them down looking, and that slider is on today.
That's just a picture-perfect slider right there from Garrett Schmelz. Just drops right in front of the plate, and there's nothing Bednar can do about it.
A lot of times we talk about how effective Mike Townsend's slider can be. Schmelz's slider is not talked about enough. It's right up there with it.
Well, absolutely, and I think they might have to change his nickname to Sliders as well.
Sliders 2.0 as that first pitch misses up for ball 1 to David Bedgood. Maybe Sliders Jr.?
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, with something to work on at least.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure if he makes a mean slider like apparently Mike Townsend does on the grill.
At least Townsend makes the sliders to help him get that nickname as that 1-0 fastball's in there for strike 1. We'll have to teach Schmelz how to cook a little bit.
Yeah, we do Nick Bell, Stephen Huff cooking class.
Right. Maybe that'll be the interview for Wednesday. As this 1-1 pitch misses low, 2-1.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I'm pretty mean on George Foreman grill.
Schmelz now on the first lefty-on-lefty matchup on the day, facing off against the best hitter in the Keene Swamp Bats lineup as this 2-1 pitch misses outside, 2-2.
Yeah,
3-1, excuse me.
Yeah, Bedgood 352 in the season, 56 hits, 14 home runs, and 39 RBIs. Definitely not someone you want to leave a pitch out over the plate on.
Leads the team in average and hits. So now this 3-1 offering going to be Lofted into shallow right. Hamilton going back from first. Bellini there too, but Hamilton's going to call him off for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Swamp Bats in the first, heading into the home half of the first. Still 0-0 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the first, 0-0 here at Cardines. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello, and it's Luke Albright on the mound for the Swamp Bats.
Yeah, 4-3 record, 5.31 ERA, 40 and 2/3 innings pitched, 51 strikeouts and 17 walks with 43 hits. His last start at Valley was on July 23rd. He got the win in 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So definitely a guy who can really deal here.
He'll be facing off against Scott Holzwasser, the leadoff man for the Gulls. Albright, fastball, curve, changeup pitcher. And the fastball is going to be his put-away pitch. The fastball, low 90s guy. Hayden Jones actually was on his fall ball team. So he gave us a little bit of a scouting report before the game. Says the curveball has a lot of bite to it. Nice breaking ball stuff. First offering to Scott Holzwasser is a fastball that misses up for ball 1. That's what's interesting about this league. A lot of these guys come here often playing on same teams as this 1-0 pitch is going to be lined back into the screen, 1-1. You see them coming from same colleges, same conferences, but also get the fall ball teams in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
that 1-1. There's the nice curves. It drops into the zone. Hayden Jones' scouting report was correct, 1 and 2.
Keene has a bunch of guys who have played together before. He got 2 guys from Liberty and 2 guys from Stetson University who have all played with each other.
This 1-2 fastball up and away. Holzwasser takes a hack at it and misses for strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Albright.
And you can see the put-away pitch on full display right there with a high fastball right there. Get Holzwasser.
That is his put-away pitch. He likes to go with the high cheddar, and it catches Holzwasser swinging for strike 3. So with 1 away, that will bring up Hudson Haskin. Haskin was the fan vote to make the All-Star game yesterday at Vermont. Is his first pitch fastball. He's going to ground through the 5-6 hole into left field, and he's aboard with the first hit of the day for either side here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, good at bat right there from Haskin, who's taking the first pitch he sees and slapping it between his shortstop and third baseman for a single.
Finds a hole in between 2 All-Stars, Ball and Welsh over there. And Haskin's aboard with his first hit of the day, and that will bring up Chris Hamilton for Newport. Hamilton coming into this one, riding a 27-game on-base streak.
That's just ridiculous right there.
Yeah, and he's found a bit of a power stroke lately. Hit a home run the other night against Martha's Vineyard. Had a home run here at Cardines the other night as well on Friday. Now runner takes off for second. Hamilton shoots this one towards the wall. It's going to be off it in right. Haskin all the way to third. And with 1 out, there's runners on the corners as Hamilton extends his on-base streak to 28 games.
Yeah, nice at bat right there from Hamilton, just taking the ball right up in the zone, slapping it off that right field wall.
Fastball on the inner half, middle in, and Hamilton able to pull it down the line. And now with 1 away, that brings up the cleanup man in the Newport lineup, Justin Henry Malloy.
The ever-dangerous Justin Henry Malloy.
Hitting .327 on the season. Tied for first on the team in home runs. First pitch curveball missing outside, 1-0.
Makes sense why he was at the home run derby then.
Yeah, and he put on a show. 9 home runs, finished third in the derby. And they were shots as well. I mean, it was fun to watch. Now the 1-0 fastball. Catches the corner up and away, 1-1.
You know, the crazy thing about that is that was minuscule compared to T.T. Bowens, who had 42 home runs at the home run derby.
Yeah, he put on a real show. I mean, it was just one after the other. His rhythm was impeccable as this 1-1 curve misses up, 2-1.
Yeah, you're not going to beat that, honestly.
I mean, he's a guy that could play tight end for a Division I school, and he is just built for derbies like that. Now this 2-1 fastball. Malloy turns on, hits it into center, but it's going to be at McNeil in center. He fields it. Haskin tagging from third. The throw to the plate is up the line at first, and Haskin scores. So the Gulls break the ice, and they are up now 1-0.
Yeah, just doing what you can right there. Getting a pitch, flying it out to center, but scoring the run from third.
And you will take that productive out if you're Newport, because it scores that run at third. It is productive, and you're up 1-0 now, as that brings up Brett Bosick. Runner on first. Bosick second on Newport in batting average as he takes this fastball up and away for ball one. Bosick hitting .350 on the season. Now this 1-0 fastball swung through from Bosick, 1-1. Another guy with a lot of power, 7 doubles and 3 home runs. But also, like Malloy, patient at the plate at times, 19 walks. Now this 1-1, another fastball. Bosick just laid on it, 1-2.
Yeah, this middle of the lineup right here for Newport has a lot of power in it with Hamilton, Malloy, Bosick, and even Isaiah Thomas, believe it or not. He has a lot of great bat speed.
Now the 1-2 offering, another fastball high. 2-2, and with 2 strikes, you saw Albright go to that fastball high again. That is his put-away pitch, but Bosick was able to lay off. So Albright looking in now to his catcher, Cadell, behind the plate. On the 2-2, catches Bosick swinging for strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Albright, and that will end things here in the first, but not before. The Gulls score 1 off the sacrifice fly from Malloy. Heading into the second, 1-0 Gulls here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the second, 1-0 Newport on top of the Swamp Bats, as it will be the 4-5-6 hitters due up for Keene, facing off against Garrett Schmeltz. Out there for his second inning of work as the starter tonight for the Gulls. Will Wagner set to lead things off for Keene.
Yeah, Wagner, one of the 2 Liberty guys here on this team. And in fact, his father had a pretty good MLB career. Played for Boston, the New York Mets, Philadelphia, Houston, and Atlanta in a 16-year MLB career. Billy Wagner right there.
16-year Hall of Fame career as that first pitch misses for ball 1. Will Wagner, another all-star for the Keene Swamp Bats in the Northern Division. That 1-0 fastball misses up and away, 2-0.
Yeah, definitely a great player, 336 average. He's playing 34 games, 45 hits, and 29 RBIs.
Second on the team in average for Keene. Now the 2 offering from Schmeltz brings down the fastball a little bit and catches Wagner swinging through it for strike 1.
Yeah, when he brings down that fastball, it's very tough to hit. I mean, it's almost like setting up his slider. Just going to kind of dip off the plate, what it looked like right there.
Now this 2-1, there is the slider, and it drops beneath the zone, 3-1, but the fastball set up the slider, trying to catch Wagner to chase at it because they looked the same to start, but Wagner able to lay off, knowing that the slider was going to break. Now Schmeltz, the 3-1, that fastball misses up for ball 4, and that's the first base runner aboard for Keene on the day.
Yeah, just the pitch way too up high right there, and Wagner's going to take his base at first.
And that was Schmeltz's problem against Ocean State. Missed a lot of his pitches up. Now, it hasn't been a problem here today. Seems like when he has missed up, he's been able to bring it down, and in the first inning had excellent control.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just a follow-through issue. You know, when you don't follow through sometimes, you're going to miss pitches up high. And I guess you just failed to follow through on that one.
So that will bring up Kyle Ball for the Swamp Bats. Wagner at first offering 2 ball. He's going to swing and pop this one up into right. Thomas, couple steps over to his left, and he's there for out number 1. Kyle Ball was also in the All-Star game for the Swamp Bats, and he actually forgot his cleats.
Oh.
And so Billy Wagner, the Hall of Fame closer that had the 16-year career, and Will Wagner's father, actually was making the trip up and brought Kyle Ball his cleats for the game.
Wow, we got lucky right there.
He got lucky.
That's always my biggest fear. I'm going to forget something one day. I mean, obviously I don't wear cleats during a broadcast, but like my computer or my scorebook.
Headset maybe for
headset.
me, especially on the road. Is this first pitch to Logan Matthew. Fastball in there for strike one on the inner half.
Yeah, I was always like that in high school playing sports. You always thought I was going to forget something, either a jersey or something.
And for ball, I mean, it's such a big day, and you're so maybe nervous a little bit. The last thing you're going to think about is something like your cleats as that slider catches the edge on the outer half, 0-2.
Yeah, exactly. Probably just got caught up in all the hoopla going on that day. Forgot an important item for a baseball player.
Now Schmeltz on the lefty-lefty matchup on the 0-2. Fastball misses up and away, 1-2. Matthew was Keene's representative in the home run derby, and he hit 6 home runs, and he put on a show. Batting practice for the home run derby was shot after shot into the tennis courts past the right field fence over there. This throw to first doesn't catch Wagner in time. He's able to race back.
Now, about how far is that?
Oh, my. I mean, it was like 340 in the gaps in right center, and he about 15, 20 feet past that, but into the tennis courts a little bit longer. So now this 1-2 pitch. Catches Matthew looking for strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Schmeltz. All of them down looking.
Yeah, Schmeltz is really fooling these Keene Swamp batters right now. Everything's working for him.
Seems like that slider has been his put-away pitch, as it usually is, but the action it has moving away from lefties, it can be devastating.
Oh, yeah, that can cripple you right there as a lefty.
It looks like it's coming at you, and then has such late movement as it bites away, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, that's where you have guys doing the proposal after swinging and ending up on one knee.
Seth Cadell settles in. First pitch off speed in there for strike 1. Cadell struggling at the plate so far this season, just hitting 159, but 14 walks to 10 strikeouts. So he has had some productive at-bats, more walks than strikeouts at the plate. So 1 pitch fastball inside.
Yeah, Cadell playing catcher tonight in replacement for the everyday catcher Ryan Hogan, who is from my college, this great St. John's University.
Also the starter in the All-Star game for the Northern Division. That would have given them 7 starters in a row for Keene in this lineup. As this this next slider misses up, 2-1 now.
Yeah, absolutely. This Keene Swamp Bats lineup is just filled with all-stars, just like the Newport Gulls lineup is. So 2 very, very good teams going right at it here tonight.
Keene had 8 all-stars, whereas Newport had 7. Martha's Vineyard also had 7. Those 3 teams all led the league. This one's popped up into the infield. Bellini with it at second, and that will end things here in the top of the second. Heading into the bottom half of the inning, it is still 1-0 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Newport as they look to extend their lead here in the second inning. They lead the Keene Swamp Bats 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. So will be Isaiah Thomas set to lead off the inning for Newport. He'll be facing off against the starter on the mound for Keene, Luke Albright. And Keene's going to be looking for their starter to go deep in this game. They have a depleted bullpen, as a lot of teams do in this league right now. It's a tough schedule. And Keene only has 4 available arms. This first pitch curveball misses up 1-0. And the arms that are in the bullpen have a combined ERA of 12 right now. Now, ERA isn't the best representative of how a pitcher does because they could just have one bad outing as that 1-0 pitch has popped back up into the screen, 1-1. And with how much of a small sample size they could have out there, one bad outing could spoil an ERA, but just 4 arms available in the bullpen, you would want Albright to go as deep as possible in this game. This one's going to be chopped over to the third base side. Ball with it, fires across the diamond for out number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Keene right now, you want a good performance from your starter because once you start getting into that bullpen, it seems like you're going to have some problems. Then again, though, as you said, ERA is not the best representative of how good a pitcher is. But still, I mean, having 4 available pitchers, that's tough to work with.
That's the tough part for Keene. And so they are going to want Albright to go as deep as he can. He's facing off against Colton Bender now. First pitch fastball missing outside for ball 1. Bender on the season for the Gulls hitting above 300 with a 304 average. As this 1-0 fastball catches Bender swinging and tipping into the glove of Cadell. 1-1. 304 average, but I love the 8 walks to 10 strikeouts to be this deep in the season, starting so many games at catcher for the Gulls. As that 1-1 curve drops into the zone, 1-2. Only have 10 strikeouts, just goes to show how great. We talked about it with him and Holzwasser. Their 2-strike approach, which he's in right now, he almost always puts it into play.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you really want.
As that one fastball runs up and in over the head of Bender, 2-2.
That's something you really want from a guy who's be an everyday player for you and for Newport Gulls.
Now count 2-2 from Albright. The offering, another curveball runs up and in. Count now full. So 8 walks for Bender on the year, 10 strikeouts. Always finding a way to put it into play. Now Albright looking on righty matchup. Payoff pitch, fastball going to be lined back into the screen. Count remains. So Bender battling at the plate. Count still full against Albright. Payoff pitch, fastball going to be flown into the right center gap. That's going to land over towards the light pole in there, and Bender's aboard with a 1-out single.
We said it before, Colton Bender, not a guy who strikes out very often, and he proves just why right there. Down in a count that's very hard to get out of, makes it 3-2, and sends a ball to the right center fence for a single.
So that will bring up Joey Bellini at the plate. The runner on first and 1 away, hitting .217 on the year for the Gulls. First offering to Bellini, fastball misses up. 1-0. I'd like to thank Ruben Sanchez for reaching out to the Newport Gulls on Twitter for the compliment of our video production here of the cameras and resolution. If anyone else wants to tweet at us and let us know how we are doing, we are at Newport Gulls. It's a couple of throwovers to first. Colton Bender back in time on both of them. One to nothing your score, as this pitch is going to be flown into foul territory, giving Chase's ball in Welsh over towards the fence, and it's going to go out of play. 1-1.
Yeah, that ball just kind of carried down there in left field and then eventually made its way over the fence for a foul ball.
Bellini on the season, 9 doubles for the Gulls. Second on the team to just Colton Bender, who stands on first for Newport as this curveball drops into the zone. 1-2. Albright looking on out of the stretch, working from the third base side of the rubber. As that fastball misses up. 2-2.
Bellini, another guy right here who can work a walk. 13 walks on the season to 18 strikeouts.
As that ball's chopped over to third, throw to second in time, throw to first. Bellini beats it out. So a fielder's choice puts away Bender, and 2 away. There's a runner on first for Greg Cavallari.
And Cavallari, a guy who goes very underlooked in this lineup right now in the 9-hole, but he's batting .356 on the season with 13 RBIs and 26 hits. So definitely a guy you want to get out.
Cavallari now at the dish, as you said, as he's going to chop this one over the first base side, and it's going to get through all the way to right field. And nice piece of 2-out hitting for Cavallari, extends the innings for the Gulls as the lineup now flips over for their leadoff man in the lineup, Scott Holzwasser.
And that's what you want from Greg Cavallari right there. Just get on base and open up the 1, 2, and 3 guys right now as Holzwasser comes up to the plate. We saw him do it last game.
We've talked about it before. Cavallari has been that table setter for the Gulls, able to extend innings, set up things for the top of the lineup. Now Scott Holzwasser finds himself up with 2 away and a runner in scoring position in Joey Bellini as this first pitch curveball drops into the zone for strike 1. Holzwasser, his first time up, struck out swinging to get the goal started in the bottom half of the first. Albright looking on over at Bellini at second. Now on the 0-1, another curve. This one's going to be flown into center. McNeil going back, but he's there for out number 3. So no runs crossed for the Gulls in the second. Off of 2 hits, no errors as they leave 2 stranded. Heading into the third, still 1-0 Gulls lead here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the third. Still 1-0. Newport on top of Keene. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. And it's the 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Swamp Bats. Schmeltz still out there on the mound for the Gulls. Be facing off against Andrew McNeil, who recorded the final out in the bottom half of the second with the Gulls at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup for Schmeltz on the mound. McNeil at the plate for the Swamp Bats, hitting .308 on the season. 5 home runs as well to his name. His first offering fastball going to be chopped foul on the first base side and just right of the bag. 0-1.
Yeah, McNeil, one of the 2 Stetson guys on the field. On this Gulls team, actually played in the NCBL last summer with Plymouth, who is no longer in our league. 261 average in 42 games with the Pilgrims last summer.
It's now Schmeltz looking on to the former Pilgrim. This 0-1 fastball in there for strike 2. That has to be interesting because I bet a lot of the Plymouth guys that didn't have the team to go back to were at least interested in coming back to the league and then had to go to different leagues around the different teams around the league. As this 0-2 slider is going to be chopped down to the third base side. Slow roller. Malloy with it, fires to first. Not in time as it bounces off of Hamilton's glove. That's going to be ruled a infield single for McNeil. Slow roller there over for Malloy. Not a play that he was really supposed to make on that one.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there. And, he tried to go and get the guy out at first, but he might have been better off just holding it right there.
Now Thomas Joseph settles in for the Swamp Bats. 9-hole hitter for Keene as this first pitch fastball he's swinging at and popping it up out of play behind the dugouts over along the first base side. 0-1. Lefty on righty matchup for Schmeltz on the mound. Runner on first with no outs here in the top of the third. Throw to first, not in time. Joseph on the year, hitting .205. This pitch misses up 1-1.
Yeah, Joseph, a junior college guy from Florida Southwestern. We've talked about before in the broadcast, these junior college guys come up here and they can really play with some of the best D1 players in the nation.
Now this one pitch is going to be flown into center. Hudson Haskin, couple steps to his right, and he's there for out number 2. So there's one away here in the third as the lineup now flips over for Kevin Welsh. And this is where Schmeltz is going to start to be tested. Second and really third time through the lineup. Guy that's not a starter at Louisville, has had some starts here at Newport, but going to be thinking about third, fourth, fifth inning see how far he can go into this game.
Yeah, I think he kind of got lucky with the first 3 guys he faced in this one. Going strikeout, and then fly out.
This first pitch fastball misses up, 1-0.
So we'll see how well this Keene Swamp Bats lineup does with him the second time around.
Schmeltz looking on to Welsh. 1-0 fastball misses up, 2-0. As you said, Welsh did strike out looking his first time up.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, he didn't strike out the side in the first inning.
As we talked about in the Ocean State game earlier today. A lot of times, both teams struck out the side as runner takes off for second. Throw down in time. Caught McNeil stealing. And the throw into the plate to Welsh was a strike, so count now 2-1. But Colton Bender at the plate, that's what he does best.
Yeah, that's why he's the everyday catcher for the most part for the Newport Gulls. Just a cannon for an arm right there behind the plate.
So he helps out his pitcher on the mound. Now 2 away here in the top of the third. Schmeltz now the 2-1 offering. Going to be lifted into right. Thomas going back towards the wall. It's going to be off the wall. Thomas stumbling. Now standing up, and Welsh is aboard second with a double.
Yeah, that's why that right field spot right there is very tough for fielders. You know, you're getting blinded by the sun right now over there. And you also got a lot of weird dimensions. Not to mention the, you got the warehouse down the right field line and that big wall over there.
I don't know if he lost his footing or if he tried to stop because he was worried about the wall, but nonetheless, he did fall down. He looks to be okay now. There's a runner on second for Keene with 2 away, as that brings up Randall Bednar. First offering to Bednar. Slider on the outer half for strike 1.
And Bednar, another guy who struck out in his first appearance against Garrett Schmeltz.
Schmeltz looking on. Lefty on righty matchup for him on the mound. On the 0-1, another slider that drops into the zone. 0-2.
I like the strategy here from Schmeltz, just really going after Bednar just to get him out because you got a guy on second.
2 sliders in a row. Expect to see him come back with the fastball here?
Yeah, I think so. Or he goes slider again, but that'd be tough right there.
Now Schmeltz on the 0-2 does come back with the slider, and it's chopped foul towards the third base side. Count remains, so Bednar out a little bit in front of that 0-2 slider.
Yeah, I definitely think now he's going with the fastball. I mean, although he fouled that one off right there, I think he got a little lucky because most of the time when you throw a guy the same pitch 3 times, he's going to end up hitting it 1 of 3.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Schmeltz and Bender are going to have to sequence their pitches together. Bender, of course, the catcher behind the plate, is the one calling the pitches.
Yeah, Bender is actually very good at that. He's called a lot of very good games here in Newport.
This 0-2 is another pitch. That one fastball misses up and away for ball 1. So they did go with the fastball.
Yeah, I think he just didn't follow through on that one because it looked like Bender was setting up low and outside.
That one just missed up and away. So now it's a 1-2 count to Randall Bednar at the plate. 1-0 Gulls lead with the runner on second and 2 away. On the 1-2, there's the slider again. That one's hit into left. Cavallari going back. He's looking at the wall, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run from Randall Bednar gives Keene the lead, 2-1 Swamp Bats.
Yeah, he went with the slider again, and Bednar just took him yard right there.
Yeah, that was 4th slider of that at bat. So Bednar got a good look at him and able to hit that one into the houses of Newport. And now the Swamp Bats lead by a run here after that 2-run home run. And that will now bring up the 3rd straight All-Star in the Swamp Bats lineup, David Bedgood.
Yeah, Bedgood fly out or pop up last inning.
First time up, he did pop up to Hamilton at first to end the first as he's going to hit this one into center. Hudson Haskin going back, twisting and turning. He's at the wall, but he's there for out number 3. So that will end things in the top half of the third. But the Swamp Bats score 2 and take the lead off the 2-run home run from Randall Bednar. Swamp Bats up on the goals 2-1 here, heading into the bottom of the third on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 2-1 after Randall Bednar sent one deep into left. The 2-run shot gave Keene their first lead of the day. And now in the bottom of the third, the Gulls are looking to get some runs back. It'll be Hudson Haskin, Chris Hamilton, and Justin Henry Malloy set to lead things off for the Gulls. The 2-3-4 hitters as this first pitch curveball from Luke Albright misses up to Haskin, 1-0.
These three guys who are up in this inning are definitely capable of getting those runs back. A lot of power.
They were the three suspects to score the first runs of the day for the Gulls. The only run of the day for the Gulls is that 1-0 curveball is spiked in front of the plate, 2-0. Haskin singled his first time up and later came around to score after Hamilton singled, getting Haskin over to third. And then Justin Henry Malloy, the third batter due up this inning, hit a sacrifice fly to center as this 2-0 fastball misses low and in the dirt, 3-0. It's a righty-on-righty matchup for Albright. On the day, he's given up 4 hits. Just the 1 run as he has left 3 batters on base for the Gulls. It's that 3-0 fastball in there for strike 1. 3-1 now to Hudson Haskin, the center fielder from Tulane. 3-1 offering. Haskin swinging and chops it over to third. Nice pick there from Ball, and he throws across the diamond for out number 1.
Yeah, it's just a great play right there from the third baseman Ball. Just picking that one up and throwing it over at first to get Haskin out.
So with 1 away here in the bottom of the third, that will bring up Chris Hamilton. He extended his 27-game on-base streak to 28 games with the single in the first.
I mean, it's just an unreal history to be, or on-base streak to be going on.
He's looking to do more damage here as he's going to swing at this first pitch, grounded over to Welsh at short, and he can't handle it through his legs. It's going to trickle into left field, and Hamilton is aboard with that E6.
Hey, it looks like the shortstop had it right there, but it just hits off him and ricochets into left field.
Unfortunate mistake for Keene, but the Gulls will look to take advantage of it. That is the tying run now on first here in the bottom of the third. Justin Henry Malloy now due up for the Gulls. First offering to Malloy, fastball misses up, 1-0.
And we've mentioned it so many times this season, but Justin Henry Malloy has such a good eye at the plate. Really a guy who works a lot of walks.
33 walks to 33 strikeouts. He leads the team in walks as that 2-0 pitch misses up and in. Or 1-0 pitch misses up and in. Now 2-0.
What makes him such, what I think kind of forces him to get all these walks is because he's such a good batter. You don't want to throw anything right down the middle to him.
This 2-0 fastball, another one missing up, 3-0. Yep, pitchers really have to be careful with him, so they try to pitch around him, but he has such a good feel for the zone. He doesn't swing at anything that isn't his pitch.
Yeah, I think that's a characteristic of a very smart and good baseball player.
Now the 3-0 offering. That's a fastball that he did like, but he's just underneath it as he pops it back into the screen, 3-1.
Yeah, it's a good pitch to swing at. It just came up a little bit late.
So Albright now still not out of the woods. It's a 3-1 count to Justin Henry Malloy. On the 3-1, Malloy watches this fastball at the knees. Count now full.
Definitely a tough pitch to swing at right there, but nonetheless over the outside corner of the plate for a strike.
Albright looking on. On the 3-2, inside for ball 4. And that will put runners on first and second for the Gulls. Justin Henry Malloy's 34th walk of the season.
I wonder what the NECBL record is for walks, because I think he's getting up there.
He's pushing it. As that will now bring up Brett Vosick, designated hitter for the Gulls tonight. Righty on lefty matchup for Albright on the mound. First offering fastball at the knees, but inside for ball 1. Albright looking on the 1-0. Another fastball, this one missing outside, 2-0.
Yeah, Albright definitely struggling here with 2 guys on base and 1 down.
Runners on first and second for the Gulls. They trail Keene 2-1 here in the bottom of the third with 1 away. On the 2-0, another fastball. This one catches the inside edge, 2-1.
And that's just a perfect pitch right there from Albright. Kind of a knee buckler right there as he comes right inside.
Now Albright looking on. The 2-1, another fastball that Vosick can't catch up to. This one up towards his letters, 2-2.
Yeah, he just blew that one right by Vosick.
Righty on lefty matchup for Albright, looking to put away University of Kansas designated hitter. On the 2-2, Vosick pops it up towards the third base side. Cadell giving chase from behind the plate. Ball coming in from third, and it's going to go into the Newport crowd. Count remains.
It's one of the very few foul balls you'll see here in Newport going to the stands.
Well, yeah, a lot of them leave the park.
A lot of them hit cars, hit houses, hit anything except the stands here.
No one's safe except the people in the stadium typically. As this 2-2 breaking ball is spiked in front of the plate. Nice block there from Cadell.
I mean, there's a reason why Newport Glass sponsors us.
Never thought of it like that.
You know, I never did too until you said that. I was like, oh, maybe that's why they sponsor us.
Albright looking on the payoff pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. 4 strike 3, third strikeout of the day for Albright on the mound, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, just a great pitch right there by Albright. Looks like an off-speed pitch. Gets Vosick swinging. Third strikeout of the day for Albright.
So with 2 away, that will bring up Isaiah Thomas. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to ball at third, his only time up so far. Albright looks over to second. Over at Hamilton. Thomas is going to call time at the plate.
Yeah, a little bit of stare down right there between Albright and Chris Hamilton at second. As Thomas calls time.
Now everyone is set back. First offering to Thomas. Fastball catching the outer half. 0-1.
And Justin Henry Malloy's taking an awfully big lead right there at first.
No one holding Malloy over there at first. So he's taking advantage of that. The 0-1 offering. Another fastball. Thomas swinging at and missing on the outer edge. 0-2.
Question is now, is Albright going to go right after him? He's going to try and throw a couple out of the zone.
Has a couple pitches that he could play with, so he doesn't have to necessarily attack Thomas. Thomas on the 0-2. Another fastball that Thomas swings at and tips into the glove of Cadell, who squeezes it to complete the strikeout. 2 strikeouts in a row for Albright, 4th of the day, and that's going to end things here in the third. So no runs crossed for the Gulls in the third off of no hits and an error as they strand 2. Heading into the 4th, Gulls trail 2-1 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Hey.
Top of the 4th, 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Swamp Bats as they lead 2-1 here over the Gulls at Cardine. Stephen Huffle alongside Nick Bello. It's his first offering. Fastball on the outer half for strike 1 from Garrett Schmeltz. Will Wagner leading things off for Keene. First plate appearance, worked a walk as he cranks this one into right field. Thomas looking up as that one hits the netting, and that ball is gone. Second home run of the day for Keene. Extends their lead to 2. They now lead 3-1.
Yeah, that ball was just crushed from Wagner as the Swamp Bats now take a 3-0 lead.
Now you see why he is batting cleanup for the Swamp Bats.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
absolutely.
gone off the bat.
Yeah, my apologies on that one. It's actually a 3-1 lead now. But, yeah, it's an absolute mammoth of a home run.
Got a pitch middle in, and he turned on it, able to pull it down the line. So Swamp Bats lead the goals 3-1 as Kyle Ball now set at the plate. First pitch in there for strike one. Lefty on righty matchup for Schmeltz on the mound. Oh, one fastball misses low. 1-1. That home run is just the fourth hit he's given up all day, but the hits he have given up, 2 of them are home runs. Now giving up 3 extra base hits as well. Now this 1-1 changeup swung through and missed as it just dipped beneath Ball's bat. 1-2.
Yeah, definitely a tough outing right now for Schmeltz. But, I mean, the 2 home runs, but he also has 3 strikeouts.
Now this 1-2. Another changeup. This one missing low and away. 2-2.
I mean, just despite those blemishes, it's been kind of a decent night for him.
This 2-2. Fastball misses up. Count now full. Excellent first 2 innings. Had 3 strikeouts through the first 2. Didn't give up a hit. Only base runner was a walk.
Yeah, I mean, with his performance in the first inning, we thought we were going to see classic Schmeltz here.
This 3-2 slider going to be chopped over down the first base side. Hamilton with it. He charges the first and steps on the bag for the first out here in the top of the fourth. That's a big first out. Now he comes back from the home run, settles back into a groove a little bit. Now can face Logan Matthew with a little bit more ease on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely eases you as a pitcher getting, after giving up a solo home run, getting an out, and now you can just work on getting these next 2 guys out and get out of the inning.
So Logan Matthew is up at the plate. Another lefty on lefty matchup for Schmeltz on the mound. First pitch slider breaking in at the knees, 0-1. And it's that slider that Schmeltz went to against Logan Matthew as his put-away pitch to catch Matthew looking for strike 3 in his first time up. Now this 0-1 going to be fouled off himself at the plate, 0-2.
Yeah, that slider has been his bread and butter tonight. However, these Keene Swamp Bats players, some of them are jumping on it after he throws it multiple times in a row, as we saw with the 2-run home run by Bednar.
And that's where we've seen this inning for the first time. Schmeltz utilize his changeup a little bit, and I think because it's the second and will be his 3rd time through the lineup after he works through the bottom half of this order, you need to start utilizing, your 3rd pitch. If you have just 3, you need to utilize that 3rd pitch a little bit more and sequence your pitches a little bit better. Now this 0-2 offering. Slider swung on and missed for strike 3. 4 strikeouts on the day for Schmeltz. Half of them have been Matthew.
Yeah, he definitely has his number right now. Now 0 for 2 for Matthew, both strikeouts. And that's what you like to see from Schmeltz after giving up that solo shot at the beginning of the inning.
So we'll bring up Seth Cadell at the plate with 2 away. Seth Cadell 0 for 1 on the day, popped out to Joey Bellini over at second to end things here in the top of the second as that first pitch fastball in there for strike 1. Lefty on righty matchup for Schmeltz on the mound. The 0-1 offering. Slider swung through and missed, just dropping beneath Cadell's bat, 0-2.
And you see, that slider's going to fool people most of the time. It's just when you throw it a lot and you throw it up in the zone, that's when you start to run into some problems.
You saw Cadell out in front, turning and lifting his head a little bit. Now there's 0-2, another slider. That one, Cadell timed up a little bit better, and he lines it back into the screen. Count remains.
And if I'm Schmeltz right now, I'm not throwing him that slider again. He seems to be getting some good wood on it, so I'd probably go fastball right here.
We'll see what Colton Bender calls behind the plate on the 0-2. Another off speed. Looked to be the slider. This one missed up. That's not where Bender was setting up, though. Pitch missed 1 and 2.
It looked like he wanted to go low and outside, kind of like a almost a hook to try and drop in the zone.
Backdoor slider from Schmeltz, and he just couldn't locate it where he wanted to. It's now the 1-2 offering. Comes with the changeup, and it just misses low. 2-2.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch right there. Good spot by Schmeltz. Just unfortunately misses down low.
Lefty on righty matchup for Schmeltz against Cadell. 2 away here in the top of the 4th. On the 2-2. Slider catches Cadell swinging for strike 3. 5th strikeout of the day for Schmeltz on the mound. 2nd in a row, and that's going to end things here in the top of the 4th. But the Swamp Bats add to their lead with their 2nd home run of the day. They now lead 3-1 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 4th, Gulls trail 3-1 here at Cardine. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello, as it's the bottom 3 in the order due up for the Gulls. Set to do battle against Luke Albright out there for his 4th inning of work as the Keene starter. Colton Bender set to lead things off for Newport. 1 for 1 on the day with the single. Came with in a 3-2 count. We were talking about how he rarely strikes out, puts the ball in play with 2 strikes, and he did just that, able to find the right center gap. Just goes to show how good of a hitter he truly is at the plate. His first offering to him, breaking ball, skips at the plate, 1-0.
Yeah, Colton Bender's just another one of the multiple very good all-around guys on this team. You got him, Holzwasser.
This 1-0 fastball blasted into center. McNeil going back. He's looking at the wall, and it is over the wall. Home run for Colton Bender. Gets the Gulls 1 run back. It's 3-2.
Hey, that's what you got to do now for your Newport Gulls. Got a pretty decent pitching performance from Garrett Schmeltz. Just get some runs on the board and catch up to the Swamp Bats.
Colton Bender found a fastball over the plate that he liked, and he connected with it. Able to hit his first home run of the season. And it comes at a great time for Newport. They now just trail by 1 run. And with no outs, that brings up Joey Bellini. First offering from Albright, fastball at the knees for strike 1.
Yeah, it looks like Albright just kind of hung that fastball right down the plate for Bender, and Bender just took it and sent it over that left center fence.
The 0-1 curveball, this one missing up. 1-1. That has to feel good if you're Bender at the plate. You've been a above 300 hitter, leads the team in doubles, and you finally get your first home run of the season as that 1-1 breaking ball misses up again.
See, by the way he plays out, you could not tell that was his first home run of the season.
Oh, no, not at all. Now this 2-1 fastball up, 3-1. Bellini finds himself in a hitter's count.
And Bender's a big guy, too, and he has a lot of power. It's just, he's one of these guys who Jim Sorrell likes the phrase, hit for the team. He's one of those guys.
Exactly. He doesn't swing for home runs as Bellini takes a crack at this pitch, pops it back into the screen, 3-2. And it shows with his 2-strike approach. A lot of guys don't have 2 strikes approach, or at least they don't change their approach with 2 strikes. They don't choke up on the batter. They don't try to just put it into play as much as Bender or guys like Holzwasser do. And it's because Bender and Holzwasser have that team mentality as that pitch misses inside for ball 4. Not that the other guys don't, but those guys, and it just shows in their average and their numbers how much they really buy into it.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think I'd rather have a guy who has a good 2-strike approach and a guy who really hits for a team on my team personally than a guy who's just going to go either strikeout or home run. And I think what scouts are looking for are the guys who have a good 2-strike approach who are more complete players.
And some guys are just naturally more built for power, whereas Holzwasser and Bender have some power but aren't built for power, and so they almost have to be hitting for average and find some gaps. But Bender here does have some power and was able to find the home run, his first of the season to dead away center. As that first pitch to Greg Cavallari, the switch-hitting outfielder from the University of Rhode Island, fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
And Cavallari, another guy right here who's just not going to overwhelm you with power, but he gets on base. He's a real money ball type of guy.
That throw over to first, not in time as Bellini's back safely. Leads the team in average, works walks well. 17 walks on the season for him. Now this 0-1 offering, fastball at the knees, catching the bottom edge of the zone, 0-2.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch to swing at right there for Cavallari, but nonetheless a strike.
So Bellini now down in the, Cavallari down in the count now with Bellini on first. This 0-2 pitch popped back into the screen. Cavallari battling at the plate.
You know, you like guys who are going to battle at the plate, not guys who are just, get into an 0-2 count and then watch a third strike.
So now this 0-2 offering, fastball misses low and away, 1-2. Cavallari on the day upped his average from the 367 that he came into tonight with. Had a single in his first plate appearance in the second. So another throw over, Bellini able to dive back in time. Albright out of the stretch on the 1-2. Fastball catching Cavallari looking on the inner half. 4-3. Fifth strikeout of the day for Albright on the mound, and there's one away here in the fourth.
Yeah, just another one of those tough pitches to swing at, right down at the knees and inside. Even if he did get it down that one, probably wasn't going that far. A good pitch by Albright.
So the lineup will flip over now for Newport with a runner on first and one away. Scott Holzwasser settles in. First pitch, he's popping up behind the plate. Cadell giving chase. It's going to go into the stands. 0-1.
That's 2 in the stands. That might be more than we've had all of last week.
Yeah, as we said, not a lot of room here in the stands. It gets packed, but the balls carry out typically into the streets of Newport.
Yeah, I mean, it's only like, maybe 10, 20 feet out of stands?
A little bit more than that, but your point is made, not much, as this 0-1 pitch is tipped into the glove of Cadell, 0-2.
Yeah, my concept of measurement is not too well, I must admit.
It's Cadell now on the 0-2. Holzwasser going to pop up once again, this one towards the stands, but it is leaving because, according to Nick Bello, only 10 to 20 feet in the stands. That one is over towards the streets of Newport. Count remains.
Oh, man, you're going to hold this against me the rest of the game, aren't you?
Albright, the 0-2, line back into the screen. Count remains. Talked about his two-strike approach not going down easy here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good at bat so far by Holzwasser. It's kind of par for the course for him, honestly.
Now Albright looking in out of the stretch. On the 0-2, another fastball, and Holzwasser flies this one into left. Joseph going back, but settling underneath it, and he's there for out number 2.
Yeah, just got a good pitch he can take and drive, but unfortunately does not carry out of the park like his home run did earlier today. It flies out to left.
So that will now bring up Hudson Haskin with 2 away. Haskin is 1 for 2. Singled in the first with a run scored. Grounded out to third his last time up. Another righty-on-righty matchup for Albright on the mound. First offering fastball on the outer half, 0-1.
Yeah, Haskin's been kind of a guy who's worked his way up in the lineup so far in his time here in Newport. Kind of started middle towards the end of the lineup. Found his way to the second spot here.
He's batting 5th or 6th, and now he's 2nd or 1st in the lineup, typically, as this 0-1 pitch fastball misses outside, 1-1.
I personally think that his all-star voting candidacy really helped his game.
Yeah,
really helped him.
He was a star that week where the voting took off.
Yeah, you got the walk-off double.
Had a home run in that game, had a 2 RBI double in that game, along with that walk-off. Now this 1-1 pitch. Changeup swung through and missed. Dropped just beneath his bat. Haskin caught out a little bit in front, 1-2.
Although that was good for him, I think. I also felt so bad for the kid because he's not the biggest talker on the team.
And it's just interview
yeah.
after interview.
And then people trying to get him to,
Is this 1-2 fastball going to be popped up into center? Joseph and McNeil giving chase. Joseph calls him off for out number 3. But the Gulls do get 1 run back off the solo shot from Colton Bender. Heading into the 5th, 3-2. Keene still leads here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the 5th, 3-2. Keene over the Newport Gulls. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. As it will be the 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Swamp Bats. Andrew McNeil, Thomas Joseph, and Kevin Welsh. Taking on Garrett Schmeltz, who's still out there for his 5th inning of work. Last time out for Schmeltz, of course, was out of the bullpen against Valley. In that outing, he went 4 innings work. Gave up just 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So far tonight, in 4 innings, he has given up 3 runs. Off of 4 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. His first pitch fastball. McNeil showing bunt. Pulls it back, but it's in the zone anyways for strike 1.
Yeah, Schmeltz was one of these guys who, for most of the season, had a 0 ERA. And, comes in against Ocean State.
That 0-1 pitch swung on and missed 0-2.
And he got tested there. Comes back against Valley, comes back in his last outing against Valley, 4 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, and then here tonight, he's been pretty good, I'll admit, despite the 3 runs he's given up.
Now Schmeltz looking on, shaking off Bender behind the plate a couple of times. On the 0-2, comes with the slider low and away. 1-2. 2 strikeouts in a row for Schmeltz on the mound after giving up that home run. Has retired the last 3 batters he's faced. Working from the third base side of the rubber, out of the windup on the 1-2. This one's grounded over to Bellini at second. He fields in shallow right, throws the first in time, and there's 1 away here in the 5th. Nice play there from Bellini. Shortstop by trade, but the Gulls have played him at second. They played him at third, and he's showing off good footwork there over at a position that it's not his natural position. Able to shift over to his left in right field and make the play.
Yeah, just a great play from Bellini. As you said, not his position. That's normally Scott Holzwasser's position.
This first pitch, Thomas Joseph, fastball misses outside, 1-0.
That's normally Scott Holzwasser, but him and Holzwasser have changed positions or swapped tonight. But I like what I've seen from Bellini so far.
Now on the 1-0 to Joseph. Fastball misses up 2-0. Bellini, of course, played shortstop this spring for Cincinnati. Well, Cincinnati's one of their better players this spring, defensively and at the plate for the Bearcats. It's now on the 2-0. Another fastball that misses up 3-0. But we were talking about this in the Valley game. I think Bellini, we've seen that he could play shortstop. Now him playing second base and third base just adds more value to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the idea here with Kevin Winterroad, with him switching Holzwasser and Bellini from short and second base.
This is 3-0 pitch. Fastball misses up for ball 4. Second walk of the day for Schmeltz on the mound.
I was talking to Scott Holzwasser before the game, and he told me he was at short, and I said, "Do you like being at short?" He said, "No. I mean, I'm a second baseman. I've been second base for most of my life. I like second base, but it's better to kind of expand your horizons, get more on your resume almost, to put into job terms."
Yeah, I mean, I think it ups everyone's value a little bit more as they try to develop and get to the next level.
Absolutely.
There's 1 away and a runner on first as the lineup flips over for Keene. First pitch fastball missing low for ball 1 to Kevin Welsh. Welsh on the day struck out looking his first time up, but his last time up against Schmeltz doubled and later came around to score off the Randall Bednar 2-run home run. This 1-0 fastball misses up 2-0. And with that 6th straight ball from Schmeltz, that's going to bring out Colton Bender from behind the plate. He's going to talk to the Louisville southpaw, out there on the mound.
Yeah, it seems like Schmeltz is missing his spots. And, smart move by Bednar to go out and talk to him, see what's up.
And Schmeltz, we talked about it, the Ocean State start for him, was missing his spots, and it seemed like just because of a follow-through issue. This game and the Valley game seemed like excellent outings for him. Didn't seem like it was a follow-through issue. He really bounced back, and he's looked excellent here today, but the last 6 pitches, a little bit off, been spraying him around a little bit. 5 pitches up, 1 low. He's now on this 2-0 pitch. Slider dropping into the zone, about let her high to Welsh. 2-1.
And, look, I'm not a pitching coach by any means. Actually, Zackerson, the pitching coach for Newport, saw me throw a softball today. He was kind of repulsed almost.
Disappointed in you?
Oh, very disappointed. He actually asked me if I've ever thrown anything before.
That 2-1 slider misses up, 3-1.
But just from watching the game and paying attention to, what happens when pitchers, have something off in their mechanics, it seems like he's not following through.
It's now Schmeltz. On the 3-1, fastball swung through and missed, 3-2. Now, when Zackerson said that to you, what did you respond with?
I said, Coach, can you come help me? Because I think
a plea for help.
Well, I don't think I'm that bad. I don't know what he's seeing and what I'm not seeing.
Schmeltz throws over to first, but not in time. Wow. Did he give you any pointers, any tips?
No, he just walked away.
Oh,
That's
man.
the worst part about it, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So he thought you were helpless at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if that was a mound visit, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what he tells some guys at mound visits.
He's throwing you to the wolves. On the 3-2, swung on and missed on the off speed. 6th strikeout of the day for Schmeltz, and there's 2 away here in the 5th.
Yeah, good battle there by Schmeltz to come all the way back and strike out Welsh for his 6th strikeout of the game.
Nice backdoor slider there from Schmeltz, and that's so effective from him. We saw when he ran into some trouble, he was hitting some batters a couple of times out, and it was because of the back foot slider. This time he's sticking away with it, and he's going with the backdoor sliders. This one's hit into left. Cavallari going back, looking up, and it's off the wall. Heading for second is Bednar. They're going to send Joseph all the way to the plate. There is no throw, and that's going to score another run for Keene. They now are up by 2, 4-2 Swamp Bats.
Yeah, just some very aggressive base running there from Keene after Bednar takes that one right off the left field wall right there, and they score a run.
So that's Bednar's 2nd hit of the day, 2nd extra base hit of the day. He had the 2-run home run in the 3rd, and now an RBI double in the 5th. Great day for Bednar, 2 for 3 with 3 RBI.
And we were just talking about how Schmeltz is kind of leaving or sometimes hitting some guys with that slider. He just leaves that one up in the zone, and that's
It's now this first offering to David Bedgood. Fastball on the outer half, 0-1.
That's too easy of a pitch for Bednar. I mean, that's how he got his home run in the 3rd.
It's now Schmeltz looking on. Lefty on lefty matchup for him on the mound. On the 0-1, another fastball, this one at the knees, 0-2. He's looking to come back against Bedgood here. Bedgood is 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of flyouts. Next man up in the order is Will Wagner, who's worked the walk and also hit a home run on the day. So Schmeltz looking to attack Bedgood here before Wagner. Now this 0-2 slider misses outside, 1-2. 4-2 your score here in the top of the 5th. Keene on top of Newport. Schmeltz looking on. Out of the stretch on the 1-2. Chopped down towards the dugouts along the first base line. Count remains.
Yeah, if I'm Schmeltz right here, I'm just going to go right after Bedgood. Just try and get out of this inning with a minor 1 run.
You have that slider that works away against lefties. You also have fastball that can be overpowering, but he also has worked in that changeup a little bit, so a lot to work with for Schmeltz. Here on the 1-2, pitches the slider, and it just misses outside. 2-2.
I mean, I can live with that as a ball any day of the week if I'm Schmeltz.
Yeah, that certainly is a great pitch, and it's a pitcher's pitch.
And, you know, most of the time, a batter might swing at that, too.
Yeah, and that's what he's going for right there. Either called third strike or a swing and a miss from Bedgood. But he didn't get either. It's now on the 2-2. Fastball does get a swing from Bedgood, but he's able to foul it off out of play. And count remains.
Yeah, it looked to be the same spot as that slider we just saw. Almost like a setup pitch that slider was.
So now with the 2-2, you've thrown him a couple sliders. He's seen your fastball, and this is where you ran into trouble last time. Once these guys have seen your sliders and fastballs a little bit too much, that's when Bednar took you deep with the 2-run home run.
Okay, I mean, you got a few pitches to play with here, so might throw one outside of the zone.
Now the 2-2, it's the slider catching Bedgood swinging and missing for strike 3. 7th strikeout of the day for Schmeltz, and that will end things here in the top of the 5th. But Keene does tack on one more. They're now up 4-2 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 5th here at Cardines. 4-2, Keene leads here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. First pitch to Chris Hamilton, fastball in there for strike 1. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Swamp Bats. It's Jonathan Edwards.
Yeah, 10.34 ERA, 1-2 win-loss record in 13 games.
As Hamilton takes this fastball and lines it into center, but McNeil's there for out number 1.
And 18 strikeouts on the season for Edwards.
Now, of course, Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello, but we are joined in the booth by a couple of special guests. It's the sister of Joey Bellini, Nicole Bellini, and we will be joined shortly by her husband, Ryan Yarborough, also the left-handed pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays as Justin Henry Malloy settles in. First pitch fastball misses low. Now, Nicole, you also were an intern for the Newport Gulls. This was in 2014, is that correct? 2014, right?
Yeah, going into my junior year of college.
So now this 1-0 pitch fastball in there for strike 1. And so tell us what you did. Tell us what that experience was like.
I did a little bit of everything that year. Honestly, just anything I could to gain more knowledge in the baseball realm. But being up here in Newport was awesome.
Right. I mean, it's such a great experience. I mean,
yeah.
What better place to be than Newport, Rhode Island?
There's not. I still brag about it to people that I had the best summer internship.
Now, that's what I've been telling everyone as Malloy pops this one back into the screen. 2-2 now the count. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I ended up out here for the summer. All my friends are jealous that I have beaches. I'm out here traveling up and down the Northeast. I mean, this is seriously the best place to be for a summer, and you're still bragging about it to this day.
I do. We came on our off day.
Yeah, okay.
I had to brag and show Ryan around.
So Ryan is up here. You guys play the Red Sox coming up this weekend, I believe. Nicole, you could stay on if you like. She's passing the mic quickly as Malloy fouls this one off. So we are now joined by Ryan Yarborough. So Nicole passed it off. Ryan Yarborough is now on the mic. He is the brother-in-law of Joey Bellini, and he is married to Nicole, who is just on the mic with us. But Ryan, thank you for joining us. You're here with us in Newport. Was this your first time?
Yeah, obviously, thanks for having me. And we had an off day today here while we were in Boston, so we just decided to drive up today. What was it, a little over an hour and a half? So kind of able to see a little bit. Like she said, she bragged about it all the time, so nice to be able to come up here and see it for myself. As
Malloy works a walk. And so first time at Cardines, you played in a lot of baseball fields. Obviously, you're with the Tampa Bay Rays. What's the experience like for you?
It's been great. Obviously, we're having a good year, but of course, on an off day when you're kind of able to do whatever you want, I'm still here watching baseball,
right.
So I feel like it's never ending. But obviously, at the same time, it's able to finally see her brother play a little bit. It's a little tough because we're always playing at the same time, so never get a chance to see him play. So it's probably the best thing about it.
Now, of course, you've been with the Rays now for 2 years. You've had a lot of success with them. What's that experience been like for you over there in Tampa?
It's been great, honestly. We have a really good group of guys, and we're young and hungry, so there's a lot of other good teams in that division, obviously being from this area. So we're excited about the opportunity and see how the year ends.
You guys are one of the best teams to watch, some of the most exciting players. And one of the things that's interesting is the bullpenning tactics, of course. That's been one of the things that have taken you guys in the MLB by storm as Malloy takes off for second. The throw down, not in time, so Malloy is aboard second in scoring position with that stolen base. The count now to Vosick, 2-1 at the plate. And, of course, you often pitch behind an opener over there. What's that experience like? Were you a starter at one point? Were you always a reliever? What's it like coming in knowing that you're going to be pitching behind the opener?
It's honestly not that much different. Obviously, I started throughout most of my career, had a little bit of out of the bullpen here and there. But, I mean, you know when you're throwing that day, and you're still on a 5-day program just like anything else. So the only thing is you're coming in about the second inning instead of starting the game. So that's about it.
Do you prefer it now that you're used to that, or do you still wish maybe you were starting at the beginning of games, or does it not matter to you?
I mean, as of right now, it's just a matter of helping the team win. We're not really too worried about. No one really has an ego at this moment. We're so young. We're just wanting to win ball games, so that's all we're really focused on, and that's kind of the goal at the moment.
And how cool is it being a part of that team? I mean, you talk about it being young, all of you guys just hungry to win. Talk a little bit about that, some of the personalities a part of that team.
It's I think it's always good. Obviously, we have those guys. It's always a little mixture of the team. I'm sure you guys kind of see it here on a regular basis too. There's some very outspoken guys and there's some very reserved guys. It's a nice little hosh-posh. But I mean, we got some guys that even played here, like obviously Andrew Kittredge, who apparently got into the Hall of Fame here this offseason. So congrats to him. He's there, and one of my buddies that I played with for the last couple of years.
I was just going to ask you, Andrew Kittredge, Gulls Hall of Famer. He played here in 2009. What's he like? How do you interact with him?
It's been good. Obviously, I known him from when I was drafted by the Mariners, and we both know him and his wife personally, and someone we've lived with spring training the last 2 years, so we've got to know them really well on a personal level. So great guy, even better teammate, and a really good pitcher.
So it's like family at this point. Goals fly together, right?
There you go. They didn't even know until after this year when they were talking about it. We were asking him, like, hey, what'd you do this offseason? He's like, well, I just went to the Hall of Fame at Newport. It's like, I was at Newport. And so small world, but apparently not small enough.
It's crazy how those things work out. As now Edwards looking on to Isaiah Thomas. Vosick worked a walk as this pitch is going to be lined over to third, ball with it, throw to second in time. So Malloy is retired, and that will end things here in the fifth. We're going to keep it here shortly, if that's okay with you guys. Now, with the Rays, of course, there was all that drama about are they going to be moving to Montreal, was it? And how did you guys handle that? I mean, was it actually serious? Did you guys take it serious?
I mean, I think it's still ongoing right now. It's one of those things where they've kind of looked into it. I mean, we know if they kind of keep us in the dark with it a little bit at the same time, and just a matter of letting us know when things will happen. So I think they're looking into it. They're just trying to create a good atmosphere for us. So we're trying to figure out where that's going to be.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a plausible thing, especially with how you guys are performing in Tampa Bay. You guys are having a great season. You've been pitching great. How's that experience been for you? I mean, you are just out there shoving every day, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, we're like I said, it's been a fun year. It's been one of those things where we love the Tampa Bay area. Like, I mean, we're from Florida ourselves. I'm from Lakeland, which is about a 45-minute drive away, and Nicole's from Orlando, which is just right across the way. So it's great for us to be there with our family and have them there, see them on a regular basis, and kind of play for the team you grew up rooting for.
And even on your off days, I mean, you still can't escape baseball. You're back here.
No, it's one of those things where it's been one of those rare opportunities being able to come up here and see what she talked about, and don't normally you're able to kind of schedule it around an off day or be able to take advantage of that drive and get a rental car and come up here, but we just wanted to take advantage of the opportunity and come and see everything, and now we'll go back here in a little bit and get some sleep.
And of course, Nicole back in Newport. I mean, you can't be back. You're bragging about it, and you're back here on one of your off days. So we'll let you guys off the hook. I know you guys are always busy. I know you guys got a lot of things to do, but thank you both for joining us. It's always a pleasure, and it's a pleasure meeting both of you guys.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much. It's an honor. Thank you guys.
Enjoy your guys' night. That was Nicole Bellini and Ryan Yarborough, the sister of Joey Bellini, and Ryan Yarborough, the brother-in-law of Joey Bellini, joining us in the booth for the bottom half of the fifth inning. As we get set for the sixth inning now, it is 4-2 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. And after we go from those two, it's just us two. I mean, how pathetic is that, right?
I mean, it must be disappointing for the people watching at home.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Will Wagner fouls off this first pitch from Garrett Schmeltz, 0-1.
Yeah, they go from a MLB pitcher who's playing one of the best teams in baseball right now to two knuckleheads in college, or one out of college, one still in college. It's rough.
Now this 0-1 offering from Schmeltz. Off speed, swung on and missed, 0-2. Now, of course, I mean, it's always fun getting some of those guests into the booth, and just like all the other ones, some of the nicest people we've had up here seem like just friends from the beginning. I mean, always easy to talk to as this 0-2 slider misses low, 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We had Trevor Kelly in here earlier in the season. He's with the Red Sox now, and we just had Ryan, who's with the Tampa Bay Rays, and they've been some of the nicest people you would ever meet.
Now this 1-2 offering, fastball misses up for ball 2. And what are the odds, of course, Nicole working for Newport at some point, and of course them rooming with Andrew Kittredge, who is a former Newport player.
Yeah, life goes in circles sometimes. And that's further proof of that.
It's funny how that works out as this 2-2 pitch swung on and missed from Wagner, and a pitch at his shoelaces. Strike 3, 8th of the day for Schmeltz. First here in the 6th, and that will bring up Kyle Ball.
Yeah, you know, it's always cool when you get an MLB star. You know, you get to interview him, you get to sit, you know, not even 5 feet away from him. You get to hear what he has to say. I mean, it's just what makes our job so cool.
I think that's what's so special about Newport, too, because it's just such an attraction to be here, especially at Cardines, is that first pitch misses outside. Fastball 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a lot of celebrities around here. I remember last year, I was intern here last year, and there was a rumor that Danny Amendola rode by on his bicycle.
As that 1-0 pitch, line drive into center field in front of Haskin. That'll be a 1-out single for Kyle Ball, his first hit of the day. See, had Amendola riding by on his bicycle.
Yeah, I mean, and we've had
Jay Leno, doesn't he have a mansion here?
Yeah, he does, down on Ocean Drive. I took you by there one time.
Right.
2 times, Stephen.
Twice now, yeah?
Yeah. Another thing, too, that was kind of funny. I think it was last year that this happened. But Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's
look at that.
Girlfriend. Well, this is the funny part. She tweeted about Newport. She tweeted about the Panera Bread, which is located like maybe, 100 feet from Cardines Field?
Well, I won't go there. You're not good with measurements. Is this sliders in at the knees of Matthew 0-1?
Yeah, it's definitely more than 100 feet.
We'll say half a block from Cardines. Is that fair?
Again, I'm not good with measurements, so I can't confirm that. We might have to get a third party to confirm that.
It's close enough where after the batting practice, all the players go there to get a bite to eat before the game. As this little 1 slider is in there for strike 2.
Yeah, I mean, they do go there a lot. It makes our jobs harder trying to practice, trying to get interviews. It happened twice a day, actually.
Now this 0-2 offering. Fastball misses up 1-2.
But nonetheless, she tweeted that she thought that the Panera Bread in Newport looked very cute. Which, I mean, I agree. It's probably one of the better looking Panera Breads I've ever seen.
You would think it's one of the cuter Paneras you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, well, we can't look at it now because we have tarps behind us, but it's very nice looking.
Now this 1-2 slider going to be chopped over to the second base side. Diving is Bellini, and he can't come away with it as it leaks into right field. That will be the second hit of this inning. First of the day for Logan Matthew, and there's 2 aboard for the Swamp Bats with 1 away.
Yeah, it's just a tough play for Bellini to make right there. He gave a good effort, though.
I will say, going back to Chrissy Teigen's thoughts, I've never looked at a Panera and thought about whether or not it's cute, but I may have to start thinking about that now as Kevin Winterroad is walking out to the mound for the Gulls, and that will likely end the day for Garrett Schmeltz on the mound. He is talking to the lefty now, and the rest of the infield is in, and he does take the ball from number 7. There is a call to the pen, so we will have the new information on the new Gulls pitcher coming up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. New pitcher on the mound for Newport. It's the righty from USC Upstate, Jordan Marks. He's thrown 28 2/3 innings for the Gulls. He has a 3.77 ERA. He's given up just 17 runs, 12 of them earned off of 34 hits and 7 walks. He has 32 strikeouts in those 28 2/3 innings pitched. Of course, you talked to Marks before the game in one of those interviews after you found some players that came back from Panera. The cutest Panera, one of the cutest out there according to Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, according to the Teigen rankings, Newport Panera is up there for the cutest. But yeah, I did talk to Jordan Marks before this one, talked to him about, we got to throw a bullpen session yesterday at the All-Star game and what that was like. He seemed to, a strategy going into it.
This first pitch is going to be popped up and out of play from Seth Cadell. Hamilton giving chase, but it is well out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, I talked to him and also Jimmy Kingsbury about their strategy going into that, what they were throwing, what they were trying to display for their scouts, and he said, I was just trying to show them my best stuff.
And he did show him his best stuff. Marks was low 90s, 92, 93, did hit 95 on the gun.
And originally I wasn't supposed to interview Jordan.
This 0-1 fastball misses up, 1-1.
Yeah, originally I was not supposed to interview Jordan, but Jimmy wanted to bring a friend onto the broadcast, as we're having a friend come onto our broadcast right now. As
Goalie is joining us in the booth.
Yeah, the senior of the goalies is joining us.
This 1-1 pitch misses up, 2-1. It's always a good day when goalie's up here in the booth with us.
It's always a confusing day when goalie's up in the booth with us.
That's also fair. Righty on righty matchup for Marks on the 2-1. That fastball is in the dirt. 3-1.
I think this is the first time goalie's actually ever had a seat here in the booth.
Typically the booth is full.
But goalie can be our field reporter for tonight.
But goalie is in the booth with us, as if you were watching with us on the NECBL Broadcast Network, you got a peek of it there. Is now on this 3-1 pitch. Fastball up, and it's going to be tipped back into the screen. Count now full.
Yeah, so Marks wasn't supposed to be on interview originally, but Kingsbury wanted a friend to bring on, so decided to scrap all my questions for Jimmy. And
you also got Jordan.
Yeah, I also got Jordan. 2-for-1 type of deal.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, had to ask them about the hammock they have out there in the bullpen. So it was Justin Harry's hammock, and apparently Jimmy Kingsbury loves it. Jordan Marks, not a big fan. Totally not a big hammock guy.
Apparently Kingsbury and Justin Cherry sometimes share it out there in the 5th inning. It's a big hammock as this 3-2 pitch is going to be flown into the right center gap. Giving chase is Thomas. He's looking up as it's going to carry him off the wall. Coming around from third is Kyle Ball. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. It's going to be cut off from Bellini, so that's going to score another for the Swamp Bats. They now lead 5-2 with runners on second and third.
Hey, that's a good piece of hitting right there from Cadell, taking that pitch and driving it to right center, scoring 2 runs.
So we got a sad clap there from goalie. He is not happy about it.
I mean, I wouldn't be either.
Up here in the booth, the mascot for the Newport Gulls. Runners on second and third now for the Keene Swamp Bats, as they are up by 3 runs here in the top of the 6th with only 1 away. That run is charged to Garrett Schmeltz. It'll be a righty on lefty matchup for Marks on the mound, facing off against Andrew McNeil. So 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the third, grounded out to second his last time up. So this one's going to be grounded softly over to first. Hamilton with it, throw to the plate in time. Smart play there from Hamilton, and now there's runners on the corners, but 2 away.
Yeah, definitely a very smart play there from Hamilton as he sees the runner from third, going for the plate. Makes the throw to Bender, who tags him out.
So the Gulls do cut off the run at the plate. Now there's runners on the corners for the Swamp Bats with 2 away. Righty on lefty matchup for Marks on the mound, with Thomas Joseph settling in for the Swamp Bats. 0 for 1 on the day, but has reached base safely once. As he swings at this first pitch, hits it up the middle to Holzwasser, who fields behind the bag, throws to first in time for out number 3. But the Swamp Bats do add another to their tally. They are up 5-2 here in the top of the 6th, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Gulls trailed by 3 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 6th, 5-2. Newport trailing Keene, as it will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Gulls. Still on the mound for Keene is Jonathan Edwards. Stephen Huff joined alongside Nick Bello and the mascot for the Gulls, goalie.
Goalie seems to like the french fries I'm giving him right now. Oh, no, maybe not. This goalie seems to be just throwing up those french fries.
First offering from Edwards, fastball low and away for ball 1. I thought Seagulls did like french fries or any food that you had.
Yeah, I guess not baseball playing ones.
Oh, he looks to be a little full is what it is.
I see.
This 1-0 pitch is going to be chopped off to Edwards off the mound. He can't handle it. And so that's going to be an E1, and that's going to put Colton Bender aboard first. And goalie is getting comfortable in the booth, has his feet up. And look at this, folks. I mean, what a night for a goalie.
I mean, it's doubleheader baseball today, so goalie's got to be tired.
So you see there, if you're watching along with us, goalie patting me on the back. His feet are up. He's having a good night.
His feet are huge. What size shoe are those?
This first pitch, fastball to Joey Bellini, misses low, 1-0. Runner on first for the Gulls with no outs here in the bottom half of the 6th. Gulls looking to get back those 3 runs they trail from the Swamp Bats. Righty on righty matchup for Edwards on the mound. Time is called at the plate.
Yeah, if the Gulls can get their bats alive here, they can really make this a ball game. It's only going to take a couple swings of the bat, really.
That's what they are trying to do, is spark something at the plate as Bellini lines this one back into the screen. One and one now, the count to Bellini.
This goalie is patting Stephen Huff's face right now.
This 1-1 pitch is going to be flown into right field. Bednar giving chase, and he's there for out number 1. Bender back to first with 1 away. That will bring up Greg Cavallari.
Yeah, Cavallari right here is in a perfect spot to do what he's been doing all season. Get on base and set up Holzwasser with an opportunity to put up some runs for the Gulls and maybe tie this game.
Look to keep the inning going for the Gulls. 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his first time up, but struck out looking in his last plate appearance as his first pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1. Edwards on the mound out there for a second full inning of relief. Still hasn't given up a hit on the day. Now there's a 1 fastball, check swing from Cavallari, and he pops it back into the screen, 0-2.
Oh, goalie brought presents here.
Goalie brought some gum that he needs unwrapped. I got it for him.
Yeah.
Now the 0-2 offering in on the hands of Cavallari. He's going to ground it over to third. The throw to second in time for out number 2. No throw down to first, so Cavallari is aboard via the fielder's choice.
Yeah, just a little slow dribbler to third as the Swamp Bats get 1 out.
Sounded like a broken bat dribbler down the third base line.
Yeah, it did, but Cavallari's bat didn't seem to split at all from what it looked like.
It had just been a small break, a crack in the bat as this first pitch up and in on Scott Holzwasser, 1-0. Holzwasser 0 for 3 so far tonight. Struck out swinging his first time up, and his last 2 plate appearances, a pair of pop-outs. This pitch misses low and away. Runner takes off for second, and he's aboard with a stolen base.
A good base running there from Cavallari. And very fortunate also that the catcher dropped the ball.
Wasn't a bad pitch from Edwards. Just got out of the glove of Cadell as he looked to pop up and throw down to second. So now a runner in scoring position for the Gulls. 2-0 the count to Holzwasser with 2 away. Edwards on the 2-0. Fastball missing low. 3-0.
And Holzwasser, one of these guys, as we said, can really work a walk.
Just that typical leadoff man for Newport. Grind out at bats, can hit for average, some power, but also just work those walks as he finds himself in a 3-0 count here. On the 3-0 offering, the get me over fastball from Edwards, and it's in there for strike one.
And Holzwasser, too, a very speedy guy. I think that goes underlooked with his, fielding abilities and also the way he is at the plate. As goalie seems to agree with me right now.
He's in a hitter's count now, Holzwasser at the plate. The 3-1 offering, fastball up and in for ball 4. So Holzwasser's aboard first for the first time today. And with 2 away, there's runners on first and second for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 6th. And after that walk, that will bring up Hudson Haskin, center fielder from Tulane. He's 1 for 3 on the night, singled and scored in the first. Since then, grounded out to third and flew out to left.
Yeah, although he's 1 for 3, this is a guy the Gulls can really rely on to score some runs.
First offering, fastball up and in once again, 1-0, and you're starting to see Edwards lose his command a little bit out there on the mound. Fastball's running up and in, sporadic with his placements, and Keene's thinking the same thing. There's going to be a meeting on the mound with the head coach and the catcher Cadell coming out from behind the plate, and we see some movement in their bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. Edwards has kind of struggled here from right off the bat. The E1 probably got to him as the error was on him. You got the fielder's choice to get one guy, and then you got Holzwasser walk right now.
So it is a 1-0 count to Hudson Haskin. Runners on first and second for Newport. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. They trail by 3 runs to the Keene Swamp Bats. It is 5-2. Haskin would represent the tying run for the Newport Gulls. It's on the 1-0, another fastball. Haskin takes a hack at it and pops it up behind the plate. Now to play, 1-1.
Header call, Newport class.
Haskin, of course, hitting .310 coming into tonight. Tied for first on the team in home runs, leads the team in stolen bases. Had a triple earlier today against Ocean State.
And to think this guy was almost snubbed from the All-Star game.
Does have incredible numbers. I mean, towards the top in almost every statistical category for Newport.
Yeah, but that just goes to show how good this league is and how good this team is, really. A lot of good players in this league.
Edwards looking on out of the stretch on the 1-2. Fastball turned on, but hooked foul. Haskin was on top of it, had the home run distance to it, just out in front.
Yeah, I mean, if he was able to wait on that a little bit more, he probably could have taken that one down the left field line for a home run.
So now the count remains 1-2 to Hudson Haskin. Edwards set at the letters, looking over at second at Greg Cavallari. Now on the 1-2, another fastball swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end things in the 6th inning. No runs crossed for the Gulls off of no hits and an error as they leave 2 stranded. Heading into the 7th, Gulls still trail 5-2 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the 7th, 5-2, Keene on top of Newport. And it's the top of the lineup due up for the Swamp Bats. Still Jordan Marks out there on the mound for his first full inning of relief. And if you're Marks out there, this is a moment where you just kind of want a quick inning. You want your offense back out there, try to get some runs back on the board, get you back in this game.
Yeah, definitely a get in, get out situation here for Marks. And as you said, the Gulls bats going to start to wake up as they're down by 3, not that much. It's only going to take a few swings of the bat to really tie this one up, or even to take a lead.
So with Schmeltz getting out, or Marks getting Schmeltz out of the last inning and the 6th inning ending, Schmeltz, the book is officially closed on him as that first pitch fastball dotting the outside corner up and away. 0-1 to Kevin Welsh. Schmeltz went 5 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 5 runs, all of them earned. Gave up 7 hits and 2 walks while striking out 8 in those 5 1/3. As that 0-1 breaking ball is spiked in the dirt. 1-1. Righty on lefty matchup for Marks. On the 1-1, fastball. Swung on and missed. 1-2. So Schmeltz with the 8 strikeouts and a 5 1/3. Good numbers, especially with just 2 walks. That was the concern with him coming in, as that 1-2 pitch misses outside. 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a very good outing for Schmeltz, minus the amount of runs he gave up.
It was just the home run balls. That was his kryptonite today. As this 2-2 fastball is going to be popped up and into the netting along the third base side, which was uncharacteristic for Schmeltz because of how dominant he usually is. He usually doesn't give up extra base hits, let alone home runs.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, the amount of strikeouts he had just shows that this was a good night for him. You know, what was it, 8 strikeouts for him tonight?
Yeah, 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3 as Marks finds himself with his first strikeout of the day, catching Welsh swinging and missing. Here in the top of the 7th, there's 1 away. 9th strikeout of the day for the Newport staff. But I think that bodes well for Garrett Schmeltz, because I don't think those home run numbers and those extra base hits numbers will be a trend that continues, because it hasn't been that trend all season. But I think the 8 strikeouts to 2 walks is an excellent outing, and I think that's an excellent foot forward for him.
Right, absolutely.
As this first pitch popped up along the first base line. 0-1.
And, you know, I think, too, scouts are going to look at that, and they're going to see, you know, the runs he gave up and how he gave them up in comparison to every at-bat he had during this outing. And, you know, if I'm a manager, I can live with that.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it was a solid outing for Schmeltz, and Marks is looking to keep the goals in the game here in the 7th inning. So far through 1 1/3 for Marks, he's just given up 1 hit. Does have a strikeout to no walks. As this 0-1 breaking ball misses low. 1-1.
And this Gulls bullpen has been very solid all season. I've been very impressed with them. How, you know, a starter can give up some runs and they can be down, but the bullpen can really come in and close out these games and shut down teams.
This 1-1 fastball going to be popped up along the right field side. Now to play 1-2. Marks' last time out for the Gulls was out of the bullpen. Went 3 innings, didn't give up a run, just gave up a hit, didn't walk anyone, and had 2 strikeouts. He's another guy. Been at the bullpen at the beginning of the year, then was a starter for the majority of the season as he catches Bednar on his front foot for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in a row for Marks. Well, Marks was predominantly a starter after coming out of the bullpen early in the season. Now his last 2 appearances, including this one, have been out of the bullpen. And that goes to our point where we talked about at the top of the broadcast. Zackerson needs guys, the pitching coach for the Gulls. He needs his pitchers just to go out there, no matter the role, just to get outs.
Yeah, and what I'm impressed with, too, with this bullpen is the depth of it. All these guys can come in. I mean, they got so many guys out there who can really deal on any given night.
Well, it's interesting because the mentality of just getting outs no matter the role is almost similar to the Tampa Bay Rays and what Ryan Yarborough was talking about. Now, he does know he's going to be pitching every 5 days, but it was similar to the bullpenning effect of what they're going to do in the opener of just going out and getting outs no matter what is going to happen out there. As time is called, Colton Bender behind the plate for the Gulls is getting a look at. Seems to be his right shoulder might be bothering him a little bit. And Marks is going to throw a couple of pitches to him, or just throw a ball to him to see if he can throw with any discomfort.
Yeah, Bender's a tough guy. And for the most part, he's shaken off almost every injury or every time a coach or a trainer's gone out there for him this season.
And he does shake this one off. He looks to stay in this game after a couple of throws to Malloy over there at third base. So there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th after 2 straight strikeouts from Jordan Marks. First offering to Bedgood. Fastball in there for strike 1.
And going back to your point about the Tampa Bay Rays and their theory about, just getting guys out, I don't think it's a revolutionary idea. It's just so many teams get caught up in, the other strategies and other ways of getting guys out.
So 1 fastball misses low, 1-1.
So, I mean, it's working here in Newport clearly. And I think it can work for almost anybody if they put in the time and the effort to really find guys who can pitch.
Newport has been on a win streak as of late. As this pitch is going to be hit back to the screen. 1-2, 5 out of their last 7. It's actually 6 out of their last 8, including the win today over Ocean State. And they've held Keene just to 5 runs, who have been one of the best hitting teams in the NECBL. Now Marks is looking on, righty on lefty matchup to Bedgood. On the 1-2, going to be chopped right back to Marks. He picks it up, trots on over to first, flips it to Hamilton for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Swamp Bats in the top of the 7th. It's stretch time here in Newport. 5-2 goals trail here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stretch time is over here at Cardines as we were all inducted into the Newport Choir. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello. As it's the bottom of the 7th, 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for the goals as they look to erase the three-run lead that the Swamp Bats have. And how about that? Every single time that Don sings the 7th inning stretch, it's a treat.
Don is probably one of the funniest PA announcers in the nation. I mean, he's always entertaining fans. And, I think if he did like a stand-up comedy thing, I'd go and see him.
Oh, yeah. If you didn't get to watch Friday's action, it was Volunteers Appreciation Night as that pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Hamilton. I would suggest going and watching it on Newport Gulls YouTube channel because we kept it here for the 7th inning stretch. As this pitch is going to be popped up behind the plate, 1-1. And watching him just do his thing is always so special. And we're lucky enough to see it every night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a treat. It's one of the great things that makes working here in Newport such a blast.
Edwards still out there for Keene. The 1-1 fastball misses up and away, 2-1.
Donald Hanley's a very interesting guy, too. Originally from Brooklyn, migrated up here. He told us he was a statistician for the Rangers for a few years, but he didn't like it.
Yeah. Tough gig, huh?
Oh, I bet.
It's this 2-1 fastball, 3-1. Every time you go to talk to him, he has a different story, and it's just as fascinating as the next.
Yeah, I mean, I originally wanted to go talk to him because I wasn't sure if he was from New York. I mean, I go to school in New York, and I live in New York for most of the year.
So this 3-1 fastball cut on and missed from Hamilton. Count now full.
So I went up to him, started talking to him. He's from Brooklyn. I mean, he lives in a neighborhood now that's completely different from where it was when he was growing up. And we kind of had a discussion about that. I mean, he's just got stories galore.
This 3-2 pitch, another fastball, swing and a miss from Hamilton. And there's one away here in the 7th. Second strikeout of the day for Edwards on the mound. Also with Don, just in conversation, he brought up how he was a part of the front office staff of some hockey teams in the NHL. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't even know how he got to talking about that. But he just brought it up and just kind of casually dropped it in.
Tries to move on, and you're like, wait a second, what did you just say? It's Justin Henry Malloy settles in now for Newport. Nice breaking ball there from Edwards. Curveball dropping into the zone for strike 1. Malloy on the day. 0 for 0 on the day. Sacrifice RBI fly in the first. Worked 2 walks since then. As this 0-1 pitch curveball dropping outside of the zone, low and away, 1-1.
Yeah, if you're looking for a Kickstarter here for the Newport Bats, Justin Henry Malloy is definitely it with the amount of home runs he's hit this year.
Now the 1-1 offering. There's Another pitch that spiked in the dirt. Cadell couldn't get it, and it's going to go all the way back to the backstop. 2-1.
Yeah, that one hit the middle of the lefty batter's box right there. Not sure if he was trying to, play a little four-square or something. I don't know.
Well, it's a ball in baseball as this 2-1 fastball misses low. 3-1.
Do they play that in Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah,
Four-square?
Yes, they play four-square.
Just making sure. Do they call anything different?
No, they call it four-square. What do you think? All we do is just farm over there in Nebraska?
That's not what I'm saying.
Is.
That's not what I'm saying.
This 3-1 fastball misses low. That is the third walk of the day for Malloy. He is still 0 for 0 in 4 plate appearances. That's the third time he's reached base safely.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just trying to say, and most, like, for the most part, different places they call it different things. Or even they don't do things at all. I mean, we do weird things here that you didn't know about.
No, that is very true. Runner on first with 1 away for the Gulls. Brett Vosick at the plate.
We sound like a married couple right now.
At this point, with how much we've been together.
Oh my God.
First offering to Vosick. Fastball at the knees for strike 1.
I mean, I've loved every second of it. I'm sure you have too, hopefully.
It's been a great summer, along with all the other interns.
Oh, yeah, we've had a blast here with all the interns. I mean, we're all very good friends. We text each other on our off days.
Very fortunate. As now Edwards looking on righty on lefty matchup. 0-1 fastball blown by Vosick. 0-2.
And just to add to how much we see each other on our off days, last night I was at a Red Sox-Yankees game, and Riley Hare, one of our interns, was sitting in the bleachers, and I was in right field, and we were waving to each other across the field during the game.
Getting some looks from the other fans, I'm sure, as this 0-2
definitely.
pitch catches Vosick looking on the outer half. 4-3. Third strikeout of the day for Edwards on the mound. Second here in the 7th.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of looks from my own parents as well, wondering who I'm waving to and why I look like a psychopath.
So with that second strikeout here in the 7th, that will bring up Isaiah Thomas. He's 0 for 3 on the night. Ground out his first time up. Struck out in his second plate appearance, and last time up, lined out into a double play. Righty on righty matchup for Edwards. First offering fastball going to be grounded over to short. Welsh with it over to his left. Throws to second in time for out number 3. So that will end things here in the 7th. No runs crossed for the Gulls off of no hits and a walk, no errors. As they leave one stranded heading into the 8th. It's 5-2 Swamp Bats here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th here at Cardine. Still 5-2. Swamp Bats on top of the Gulls. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for Newport. It's the righty from Missouri, Cameron Fair. He's making his 12th appearance for Newport. That leads the Gulls. He has a 9 ERA for Newport. Through 13 innings pitched, he's given up 16 runs, 13 of them earned, off of 12 hits and 16 walks. He has 15 strikeouts in those 13 innings pitched. Fastball slider guy. He's going to be working a lot with that fastball early on. That's a live fastball. Has a lot to it.
I feel like a lot of the Gulls pitchers are fastball slider guys.
Yeah, and that's a very common thing right now in baseball. And Fair's a good guy to look at. You hear he has the most appearances on the team, but then you hear he has a 9.0 ERA, and you might think, why is he getting so many looks out there on the mound? But then you dive a little bit deeper and you look underneath the hood. He's only had 2 bad appearances. You look at all these appearances. He's had 9 appearances for the Gulls where he's given up 1 run or less. Out of those 9, 6 of them he hasn't given up a run. 3 of them he has given up just 1 run. And out of those 2 that he has given up a run, only 1 of those was an earned run. And so you look at those, he's only had 2 appearances where it has just been in bad outing. And so it's those 2 bad outings for him where he gave up 5 runs against Vermont, who is one of the best teams in the league, and Mystic, where he gave up 8 runs, where things got a little bit out of hand, and they were one of the better teams, playoff contending teams. That caused his ERA to be so bloated as this first pitch. Fastball misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, he's only given up 13 earned runs on the season, which compared to the rest of the Gulls pitching staff is kind of middle of the pack. It's not the worst, not the best.
But you look at all that, and 12 of those come in 2 outings. And so then you talk about the 9 other outings. He's only given up 1 earned run. As that fastball is in there for strike 1.
Yeah, Brian Gershie's given up,
what was it? This one pitch misses low, 2-1.
25 earned runs, and his ERA is a 7.58.
Yeah, so some guys can have, lower ERAs, and I just don't think that ERA is the best thing to look at, and Fair, I think, is a great example of that, because when you watch him, as this 2-1 fastball is blown by Will Wagner for strike 2, when you watch him, you see that fastball, and you see the slider and how much bite it has. You really do see that he has a lot of talent.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why the everyday fans are not all baseball scouts, because, the everyday fan will look at that and say, oh, his ERA is bad. That means he's bad. No, not necessarily true.
Now this fastball misses outside, 3-2. He has the 5th best batting average against on the team, 235 average against for Fair. And so then if you look at that, I think that's a better stat to look at. It shows a little bit more accurately how guys hit off of him, as this pitch is going to be tipped into the glove of Bednar to complete the strikeout, first strikeout of the day for Fair. But 235 against, that's really small average against, almost anemic, and just goes to show that he really does have great stuff coming out there on the mound, and he's done it at Missouri, high strikeout guy and low inning counts, and he does it for Newport as well.
Yeah, to add on to your point, I think that's why, showcases like they had at the All-Star game, where guys are throwing bullpen sessions, are way more important than guys just pitching in games and having their stats speak for themselves.
Now this 1-0 fastball misses low, 2-0. Yeah, not to say the games aren't important, but it's just another opportunity to add more context to the stats, and for scouts and other people to just see you in person and see the stuff that these pitchers have. Is this 1-0 fastball misses low, 2-0.
Yeah, you had guys like Justin Cherry, Jordan Marks, who were there yesterday, and they go to schools where, they might not get a look at them by all the scouts. So, just to take advantage of that opportunity is very important.
As speaking of Jordan Marks, the book is closed on him. He went 1 2/3, didn't give up a run, just gave up 1 hit, didn't walk anyone, and struck out 2.
Good outing for him.
Yeah, great outing for him. This is 2-0 offering, fastball over the heart of the plate for strike 1.
And, that's just what you want to see from the Gulls bullpen. Get in, get out. And Marks is the definition of that with that outing.
Now the 2-1 pitch from Fair, fastball inside, 3-1. Fair working out of the windup with no runners on. A lot of relievers tend to work out of the stretch, but Fair does opt for the windup as this 3-1 fastball misses low for ball 4. So with 1 out, there's a runner now on first for the Swamp Bats. That will bring up Logan Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew 1 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts and a single.
So now Fair will work out of the stretch in this righty on lefty matchup against Matthew. Ball aboard first. Keene on top of Newport, 5-2. First offering, Matthew's going to line over to second. It's going to short hop in front of Bellini. He flips to second for 1, throw to first, not in time. So Matthew is aboard first safely via the fielder's choice, and there's 2 away here in the 8th.
Yeah, great play there by Bellini to almost shovel past it. Scott Holzwasser, who was covering second, just couldn't get the speedy Matthew in time.
That was a tough hop there for Bellini.
Yeah, it took a very odd hop at him. And I think he lost his sunglasses, too, in the middle of that. Not sure how, but could have added to the confusion.
So this first pitch fastball to Seth Cadell misses low, 1-0. Cadell on the day, 1 for 3. Last time up had an RBI double. Now Fair on the 1-0 pitch. Another fastball. This one missing up 2-0. Fair, though, you can see that fastball already has a strikeout, induced a ground ball that could have gotten a double play. As that 2-0 pitch misses low, 3-0. He has walked one, and the fastball's been a little bit up and down, but overall so far it's a good start for him.
Yeah, he's definitely getting a lot of velocity behind it, a lot of speed. You can really hear the pop in Colton Bender's glove when he throws it. So definitely working tonight.
Now on the 3-0 offering, another fastball. This one's going to be in the dirt. Going to get behind Bednar and go to the backstop, but it is a 4-pitch walk, and that will move up Logan Matthew to second. Cadell takes first. Second walk of the day for Fair on the mound. Fourth of the day for the Newport staff. Newport will be back in action tomorrow to take on Upper Valley. They are on the road for that one. They will be back at Cardines on Wednesday, taking on the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who are currently in first place in the Southern Division. They're chasing the Sharks for that first place spot. This first offer to McNeil. Breaking ball dropping into the zone, 0-1.
Yeah, a lot of traveling and a lot of baseball against very good teams for the Gulls this past few days. You know, I asked the guys, Marks, Kingsbury and Holzwasser, if they're tired at all. I mean, all of them went to the All-Star game or participated in All-Star festivities, and none of them seem to really be tired.
Now this 0-1, another breaking ball dropping into the zone, 0-2. That's good to hear because this is just part of the trade, in this business, baseball. You need to get used to the schedule, and I think the guys prepare for that. Obviously, they have it at the college level as too, but it's a little bit more extreme here at summer. There's no stopping, and it's just home game, then a road game, bus trip after bus trip.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically an abbreviated MLB schedule.
This 0-2 fastball going to be chopped to the right side of the infield. Bellini with it. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So no runs crossed for the Swamp Bats in the top of the 8th off of no hits, no errors, and 2 walks as they leave 2 stranded. Heading into the home half of the 8th, the Gulls still trail by 3, 5-2 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th here at Newport, 5-2 the Swamp Bats lead, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for Keene. Looks to be Michael Bachicha.
Yeah, Michael Bachicha at Stetson University, 5.40 ERA with a 3-1 record, 12 games, 1 start, 35 innings pitched, and 39 strikeouts for Bachicha, the right-hander from Stetson.
So that will end the day for Edwards on the mound. He went 3 innings pitched out of the bullpen, didn't give up a hit, didn't give up a run, gave up 4 walks, and struck out 3.
Yeah, good outing from Edwards out of the bullpen. A very thin bullpen, might I add, for the Keene Swamp Bats.
Yeah, we talked about how they only had 4 pitchers available out of the bullpen. We saw Edwards, and now Bachicha is that second man out of the bullpen. We'll see what he has to offer.
Yeah, we were told before the game, 4 relief pitchers, a combined 12 ERA. So, as anyone would think, that this would be a field day for the Newport Gulls, but this bullpen has come in and really shut them down.
And I think what's important to note is Colton Bender settles in for Newport. First pitch from Bachicha, fastball catches the corner, low and away, 0-1. But we talked about, with Cameron Fair, how deceiving ERA can be at times. And I think it's proving to be the case with Keene as well here tonight. As this 0-1 offering, slider misses low, 1-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're just learning how not telling an ERA is tonight between what we've seen from all of these pitchers who supposedly have high ERAs.
Now this 1-1 fastball going to be lined back into the screen, 1-2. So Colton Bender finds himself behind in the count. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Singled his first time up, then has hit his first home run of the season in the 4th. Last time up, reached base safely for the 3rd time, but it was via an error. Now this 1-2 offering, slider is going to be put into right field as it lands fair. Bender thinking 2, he's heading that way. The throw down is not going to be in time, and Bednar's aboard with the leadoff double.
Yeah, you're just getting a lot of good production out of Cohen Bednar right there. Another pitch he takes, and he sends that one down the right field line for a double.
So with a runner in scoring position now for the Gulls and no outs here in the 8th, that will bring up Joey Bellini. Bellini on the day 0 for 2, but has reached base safely twice. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up, and then worked a walk in the 4th. Pachicha looking on righty matchup. First offering fastball in there for strike 1.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Bellini tonight since his brother-in-law, who's a big leaguer, is
I don't know
watch.
about that. I mean, I think they're so comfortable around each other at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
But you may be right. I mean, who knows? Is this 0-1? Fastball misses outside, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, if this was his first time meeting him, I'd be nervous.
I can't speak for Joey, but I would be nervous.
But you're absolutely right. They're definitely probably accustomed to each other by now.
It's Pachicha looking on the 1-1. This one missing low, and it's going to go all the way to the backstop. Bednar taking third easily on that wild pitch. So an extra 90 feet for the Newport Gulls. Now they need 3 runs, but that makes it a little bit easier because you don't even have to worry about if it's a hit, whether or not to send Bednar.
Yeah, absolutely. Any run you can get at this point is a good run for the Newport Gulls.
So now the count 2-1 to the Cincinnati second baseman. Pachicha looking on out of the stretch on the 2-1. Fastball going to be chopped over to the shortstop. Welsh, he has it. Throws to first in time for out number 1, but it's a productive out for the Gulls as it scores Bednar from third, and the Gulls trail by just 2 runs. So with that will now bring up Greg Cavallari. 1 for 3 on the night. Single. His first time up. Has reached base safely twice. Last time up, reached on a fielder's choice as this first pitch is going to be chopped over to the second base side. Wagner with it, tosses the first in time for out number 2.
Yeah, quick at bat there for Cavallari. Scott Holzwasser steps to the plate. 0 for 3 in the night, but he did have a walk in his last at bat. Took a 3-1 count. Was given the walk by Edwards.
So Pachicha is looking on to Edwards, working out of the windup. 2 away here in the 8th. First offering to Holzwasser. Slider that's going to be popped up into the screen, 0-1. Gulls trail 5-3 here in the bottom of the 8th, down to their final 4 outs. Looking for some more late game heroics like they had earlier today. This 0-1 offering, another slider. This one's going to be popped up into right field. Might be trouble. Bednar coming on, sliding. He can't make the play. Holzwasser heading for second, and he's aboard with the stand-up double.
Yeah, what a nice blooper right there by Scott Holzwasser. Just taking a pitch, sending it down the right field line. Right fielder Bednar could not get it as it falls in for a double.
Yeah, smart piece of hitting. Cadell set up on the outer half. Holzwasser took advantage of it. Not trying to do too much, just took advantage of that and put it into the right field, down the right field line. Aggressive play there from Bednar.
Oh, yeah.
Sliding for that, and it almost paid off, but not able to come away, and Holzwasser is now in scoring position.
Absolutely. If he just lets that ball fall and he just takes it, that's a single right there. Now you got to run in scoring position. Scott Holzwasser.
As Hudson Haskin drills this into the right center gap. This one is also trouble off the base of the wall. Holzwasser comes around to score. Haskin thinking 3. The throw down to third. Not in time. An RBI triple for Hudson Haskin, and it's a 1-run ball game.
What a hit right there. Way to come up in the clutch for Hudson Haskin. We've seen him do it time in and time out here the past couple weeks in Newport. And he just takes a pitch, sends it down to right center, scores Holzwasser, and he ends up in scoring position himself.
Talk about some 2-out hitting for the Gulls. Back-to-back extra base hits for them with the Holzwasser double and Haskin triple. And that now brings up the third man in the order, Chris Hamilton.
You know, I've been saying it the past few innings, it's going to take a few swings of the bat. And it's nice that the Gulls have proven me right for once.
Bottom of the 8th, as Nick Bello is finally right in the booth, as he says.
Might be the one time I've been right all year about something.
Oh, no. You've
no,
nailed it more than that.
Oh, you know it's true.
5-4 your score here in the bottom of the 8th. Runner on third with 2 outs for the Gulls. Hamilton at the plate, 1 for 4 on the day.
I was, literally 0 for 4 today in the afternoon game with the whole fiasco between.
Hamilton is going to in on the hands, pop this one up over to Wagner, but he's there for out number 3. But the Gulls are back in this one, scoring 2 in the 8th off of 3 hits, all of them extra base hits. They trail the Swamp Bats just 5-4 now heading into the 9th on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Top of the 9th here at Cardines. It's 5-4. Keene on top of Newport, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Ryan Tours, two-way player from Villanova. Now, he's been mainly a first baseman and designated hitter for Newport, but he has pitched once for the Gulls. It was against Sanford, the Mainers, this past weekend. He went 1 innings pitched, didn't give up a run, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, and didn't strike out anybody. So he came in as a position player for the Gulls, did pitch this spring for Villanova, but still has a 0 ERA for the Gulls this summer. And he comes in to the 9th to face off against the Swamp Bats. Now Tours has a fastball slider change. Low 90s fastball is what Ceruto says he has.
Yeah, I completely forgot Ryan Tours' pitch because I remember doing the media guide at the beginning of the season and seeing that. But he hasn't pitched here at home at all.
Hasn't pitched at home, just got his first outing this weekend against Sanford. But Ceruto caught his first bullpen and said he was low 90s. His first pitch fastball is in there for strike 1. Now against Sanford, it seemed a little bit more of upper 80s, but that may have just been because a little bit nervous out there. Pitching in game time is different than a bullpen as well. As this 0-1 offering fastball, that one a little bit faster than the first, and it's lined back into the screen. You could tell Joseph was late on it. It's 0-2. Tours on the mound, righty on lefty matchup out of the windup. On the 0-2, slider misses outside, 1-2.
So far, I'm impressed by Tours.
You can see the live fastball from him. He's just imposing on the mound with that big frame. This 1-2 offering. There is the fastball lined over to third, just out of reach of Malloy, and it's into left for a leadoff single for the Swamp Bats. So with Tours in, that closes the book for Fair on the mound. He went 1 innings pitched, didn't give up a run or a hit, walked 2 while striking out 1. So with that leadoff single, that will flip the lineup over for Keene. Brings up Kevin Welsh. Another righty on lefty matchup. He shows bunt, bunts it over towards the third base side. Malloy with it, throws to first in time for out number 1, but moving up to second on the play is Joseph.
Yeah, good play there by Malloy. Just a call off Tours. Pick up the ball and throw it at first, get the out.
Yeah, you saw the communication there from Malloy coming in on the play, and as you said, calling off Tours and even Bender, who was charging, but productive out for the Swamp Bats. They get a runner in scoring position with 1 away. That brings up Randall Bednar. 2 for 4 on the night. 2 strikeouts, but 2-run home run in the third and an RBI double in the 5th.
Yeah, Bednar was a guy who was drafted out of high school in 2017 by the Atlanta Braves in the 27th round.
This slider is going to be chopped over Tours. Holzwasser charging from short. He can't glove it cleanly. And that is going to be an infield single for Bednar. There's going to be runners now on the corners for the Swamp Bats.
Yeah, tough play right there by Holzwasser. Just a chopper that kind of dies right next to the grass, where the grass meets the dirt, and couldn't pick it up.
So the infield now playing in for the Gulls, trying to cut off any runs that they can at this point. They trail 5-4 here in the top of the ninth. David Bedgood at the plate for the Swamp Bats. Number 3 hitter in their lineup, but he's 0 for 4 today. Pair of flyouts, a strikeout and a ground out as the runner takes off for second, but it's fouled off out of play along the third base side, 0-1.
Looking for a little hit and run action right there. Just kind of doesn't work.
Also taking the free base because the infield was in, but because of that, now Bellini is going back at second base. So he can cover on the steal. Also Holzwasser back at short. Middle infield setting up for double play depth. Hamilton holding on the runner at first as Malloy at third is in on the grass, on the edge of the grass. Tours on the 0-1. Another fastball. This one driven into center. Haskin going back, and he's there for out number 2, but tagging up from third on the play is Joseph, and that will tack on one more for Keene. They now lead 6-4.
Yeah, just a pitch kind of right down the middle that Bedgood takes all the way to center, deep enough to score the run.
So Keene now up by 2 here in the ninth. 6-4 they lead. That brings up the cleanup man in the order for the Swamp Bats, Will Wagner. 1 for 3 on the day. He has reached base safely twice. Worked the walk his first time up. Next time he hit solo home run. His first offering, runner takes off for second. Pitch missed up for ball 1. Throw down, not in time. So Bednar is aboard second in scoring position with that stolen base.
Yeah, you know, that's a good save right there by Scott Holzwasser. Almost looked like a goalie in hockey, just kind of sliding, making the save.
Yeah, the throw down was wide of the bag, and Holzwasser was able to make that sliding play to at least keep it in the infield. Now this 1-0 pitch, fastball up, 2-0.
You know, though, that was a tough play for Bednar to make, and I think he threw it into the right place. It just didn't reach, and Holzwasser couldn't get there in time, really.
Now Tour steps off the mound. He's working from the first base side of the rubber out of the stretch. 2-0 the count to Wagner. Tour is set out at the letters. On the 2-0, fastball misses up, 3-0.
And Tour's going to have to go right in the strike zone right here, which could be dangerous.
You have to be careful with Wagner because you have Kyle Ball on deck, another all-star for the Northern Division.
Wagner, too, with a solo shot in the fourth.
This is 3-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. 4-4. First walk of the day for Tours on the mound. That puts runners on first and second with just 2 outs, so only 1 away. 1 left for the Swamp Bats. That will bring up Kyle Ball.
Yeah, Ball 0 for 3, or 1 for 3 in the day. A single and a walk in his last 2 at bats.
That walk isn't the end of the world for Tours because it does force a play at first, second, and third now. First offering, slider that drops beneath the zone to ball, 1-0. And if your Tours missing his spots a little bit, just trying to find the zone right now.
Yeah, you know, he's not really accustomed to being in these situations, at least here in the NECBL. So, I mean, probably a little nervous, I would assume.
Now the 1-0 fastball catches the inside edge, 1-1.
I mean, if you can just do that every time, kind of hit his spots with a fastball, kind of hit him on the corners and where he can't really take a ball and hit it far, he could get out of this inning very minimal damage.
As this 1-1, another fastball, this one over the heart of the plate, 1-2, and so Tours has battled back, and he's ahead in this count now.
Yeah, all he needs is 1 out. Throw something low in the zone right here, I would think, to either get the strikeout or force a ground out.
On the 1-2, goes with the fastball high, trying to get Ball to chase, but he lays off, 2-2.
Maybe now he'll go down low. Who knows?
Tried to get ball to chase, but ball was able to lay off, and so you might see Tours change the eye level and try to get a punch out low or induce that ground ball. Bender sets up low and Tours goes there, but ball was able to lay off once again, so count now full.
I would think we're going to get a fastball here from Tours. Not sure where, though. Might try and get him to chase upstairs again.
Count is full. Bender setting up low and in. It's going to be chopped over to Malloy at third. He picks it up and throws to first in time for out number 3. But the Swamp Bats do tack on one more run to their lead off of 2 hits and a walk. Heading into the bottom of the 9th, the Gulls trail 6-4 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Gulls are down to their final 3 outs. It's the bottom of the 9th as they trail by 2 runs. And there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Keene Swamp Bats.
It's going to be Justin Willis out of Vanderbilt University, 5'9" right-hander who is a junior at Vandy. On the season here for his Keene Swamp Bats, 2.75 ERA in 13 games. He has 6 saves and 19.2 innings pitched with 24 strikeouts, and he has only allowed 13 hits.
So he will look to close things out against Newport here in the 9th. It will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Gulls. Justin Henry, Malloy, Brett Vosick, and Isaiah Thomas. Of course, with Willis coming into the game, I will close the book on Michael Bachicha. He went 1 innings pitched, gave up 2 runs, both of them earned off of 3 hits. No walks and no strikeouts. And if you're the Gulls, this is a great part of the lineup due up in the 9th, the heart of your order.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got Justin Henry Malloy starting things off right here, and we all know what he can do. I mean, there's a reason why he was in the home run derby.
Today, though, against the Swamp Bats, 0 for 0 still. Sacrifice RBI fly in the first. Since then, he's worked 3 walks.
I mean, we talked about it, too, and earlier in the game, how he can really work a walk, and he's just proven that right with 3 walks today.
As the first offering to Malloy, breaking ball misses up 1-0. As on deck for the Gulls, it is not Brett Vosick, it will be Hayden Jones pinch hitting for him. Hayden Jones had the walk-off hit earlier today in the suspended game against the Ocean State Waves. That's 1-0 fastball comes in and hits Jones. Or hits Malloy, excuse me. Jones is on deck and he is up at the plate now, but hits Malloy. So he is still 0 for 0 on the day. Sacrifice fly, 3 walks, and now hit by a pitch.
I mean, that ball sounded like, I think that hit a pad or his bat.
Well, I thought it hit the knob of the bat, but he acted like it hit some padding immediately, and he started walking down the line. The Gulls need some base runners, and he's ailing at first base. He seems like he is in some obvious pain.
I mean, that was a fast one that really hit him right there in the wrist.
So he either deserves this year's Oscar or he is in some serious pain as it did hit him. I couldn't tell on the replay.
Should have done a soccer player flop right there, drawn the yellow card or even the red card.
And we will give him the benefit of the doubt that it did hit him as Hayden Jones settles in. Righty on lefty matchup for Willis on the mound. First pitch fastball in there. Missed outside, 1-0.
As you said, Jones a hero this afternoon against Ocean State.
Had the walk-off hit for the earlier win against the Waves. 13-12 victory, and he has a chance to tie it up here for the Gulls. The bottom of the 9th is this 1-0 pitch. Line back into the screen, 1-1.
Let's see if Jones can get 2 interviews today by Stephen Huff.
It's a possibility of it. Righty on lefty matchup for Willis. On the 1-1, breaking ball going to be driven into right. Bednar going back, but he's there for out number 1.
Yeah, this is a really hard hit ball right there by Jones. Looks like it was going to get over the head of Bednar, but he just ranges back, makes the easy catch for the first out of the inning.
So after that long out to right field, that will bring up Isaiah Thomas. Thomas 0 for 4 in tonight's action against Keene. Pair of ground outs, a line out, and a strikeout.
I mean, the fact that he's 0 for 4 right now and Kevin Winrow is still sending him out shows how much confidence.
Seems like he's due for a hit. You're right, Winrow does have a lot of confidence in him as this first pitch slider catches the corner low and away, 0-1.
I mean, rightfully so, though. Isaiah Thomas has been unreal for the Gulls this season. It's just kind of falling off right now as it's kind of late in the season.
On deck for the Gulls is Colton Bender. Willis looking on the 0-1. Fastball is going to get by. Malloy moving up as it goes to the backstop. He's in scoring position. Also another thing about this matchup, Willis, of course, of Vanderbilt, is going up against Isaiah Thomas, who's of Vanderbilt, and so who's going to know him better than his own teammate?
The Vandy on Vandy matchup right now.
That might be a part of it. Of course, we saw Chris Hamilton have success against Sam Turcotte. His roommate has had 2 home runs against him this year, and so that might be part of it. Isaiah Thomas knows the stuff that Willis has. Might try to find some success against him here, as Malloy's still ailing out there, and Winterrode's talking to him, and he might be getting pulled from this game.
Yeah, it looks like Winterrode's going to pull him. At this point in the season, you don't want to risk any injuries with these guys going back to their schools very soon.
So Malloy looks like he will be pulled, and this is the right move. This is the right move. It looks to be his left arm that is hurting him.
And, you know, I also think it's the right move, too, because Malloy, he's fast, but he's not as fast as you'd want in this situation right here. So getting a faster base runner, too, would really help the Gulls' cause.
Yeah, it could be a potential strategic move for the Gulls, but see Malloy out there holding his left arm, if you're watching along with us here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, just on the left of your screen as he's sitting down and leaning back in his chair in obvious pain. You hope he's okay. I mean, it was a fastball up and in on Willis, and it's so loud of contact. We thought it might have hit the knob of his bat or some padding, and it looked to have hit around the elbow area of Malloy, so it did hit some padding, certainly. But it was a mid-90s fastball from Willis, and it's causing some serious pain for Malloy still as the trainers are tending to him right now.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a very, very hardly thrown ball that hit Malloy somewhere in his arm. I mean, the sound that it made was probably one of the weirdest sounds I've ever heard of a ball hitting someone.
It genuinely sounded like the knob of the bat, but it was not, and we hope he is okay. Peter Cerruto is pinch running for Malloy on second base, as Isaiah Thomas settling back in at the dish. It's a 1-1 count to the Vanderbilt outfielder. Willis looking on the 1-1. Slider swung through and missed from Thomas, 1-2.
Yeah, it's just a good pitch right there from Willis.
Slider up in the zone. Looks tempting for Thomas. That's why he took a big hack at it, but he couldn't connect.
Yeah, Willis, the guy, seems like he has a lot of velocity behind his pitches, so his timing might be a little off.
Now Willis, the 1-2 offering, going to be grounded over to short. Welsh with it on the backhand, but it pops out of his glove, and Thomas is now aboard. They're going to rule that one a single, so Thomas is aboard with his first hit of the day, and there's runners on first and second now for the Gulls. And the man at the plate, Colton Bender, is the hottest hitter today. 3 for 4, a single, a double, a home run, 2 runs scored.
And this is the guy you want at the plate right now if you're the Newport Gulls. Very good situation.
Bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Gulls trail by 2. Winning run at the plate, tying run at first. Willis looking over at second. First offering, slider, big swing and a miss, catching Bender out in front, 0-1.
Yeah, and Bender wanted to send this one over the fence and end this one early.
See him hunting for a fastball there, but got the slider and was way out in front.
Great pitch by Willis.
It's now on the 0-1, another slider. This one catching the corner, low and away, 0-2. And this is where Bednar, what he's known for, that we've talked about to a large extent, is that two-strike approach, and it's going to have to come into play here.
Yeah, it's happened to him twice tonight. Second inning, fielder's choice. Fourth inning, a walk.
Now this 0-2. Pop back into the screen. He stays alive. Count remains.
Bednar's come to play today. I'll tell you that much. Both in the field and at the plate. Throwing a guy out at second.
That caught a runner stealing behind the plate and has had great success at the plate. On the 0-2, another slider, and Bednar able to tip it off, and it's off of Cadell behind the plate. Count remains.
We've talked about his 0-2 approach a lot this game, and he's showing it off again right now, fouling 2 off down 0-2.
And this is what you have to do in that situation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's just waiting for a pitch that he can take and he can drive.
Score is 6-4, tying run at first for the Gulls, winning run at the plate with 1 away. Bottom of the 9th. Willis on the 0-2, fastball misses up 1-2.
And see, this is what it does when you foul off 2 pitches.
Forces Willis to work a little bit more. He then comes with the fastball that he's trying to stay away from, and he misses up with it. And tries to get Bednar to swing, and Bednar lays off. Now the 1-2, another fastball, this one missing inside. Count now even at 2.
Just a magnificent at bat here so far by Colton Bednar. Seen 6 pitches so far from Willis.
Fell behind in the count 0-2. Now he's battled back, and in 6 pitches, it is now 2-2. Willis out of the stretch. On the 2-2, slider check swing from Bednar. Did he go around? He did not.
Good hold up right there by Bednar, and I agree with the first base umpire. Didn't look like he broke his wrist at all.
Just able to hold back, so the count is now full to the Quinnipiac catcher. 7 pitch at bat from Colton Bednar. He's been able to battle back. Willis looking on. Ceruto on second. Thomas on first. As Willis steps off and watches Ceruto back to second.
The tension here in Newport is palpable. Just feel it in the air.
The biggest pitch of the game so far right here. So Willis looks on, the payoff pitch, slider. Hit back into the screen. Great at-bat from Bednar.
This is just a unreal at-bat for Colton Bednar. No matter what happens here, I mean, unreal effort right here from the Quinnipiac catcher.
Just making it tougher for Willis on the mound, up in his pitch count and helping everyone else see everything that he can. You got Bellini on deck helping him time up his pitches a little more as this payoff pitch, fastball fouled off again along the right field side. Count remains.
Seems like Willis has spent most of his time right here on Colton Bednar.
Most of this inning has been this Bednar at bat. And you can see Willis out there. Ailing on the mound, frustrated almost. Can't believe he hasn't put away Bednar because he has been great pitches. Now the payoff pitch again, fouled off again.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
I don't even know what to say at this point. It's an awesome at-bat by Colton Bednar.
Reaching double digits for pitch count in this at-bat. Setting up inside is Cadell. Now outside on this 3-2 slider, swung on and missed, forced strike 3. The Gulls are down to their final out.
I mean, although he struck out right there, that is some at-bat by Colton Bednar.
Yeah, a fantastic at-bat just to make it tougher for Willis, and part of that is helping Bellini see every single pitch. Who's the man at the plate now? See all the pitches Willis has, more time for him to time him up.
Yeah, Willis looks a little tired out there after throwing most of his pitches this inning to Colton Bednar in that last at-bat.
Willis, another righty-on-righty matchup. First offering to Bellini, slider missing low, 1-0. Tying run for the Gulls on first, winning run at the plate. Here in the bottom of the ninth with 2 away, they trail Keene 6-4. 1-0 fastball going to be chopped over to second. With it is Wagner. He flips to second for out number 3, and that will end things here at Cardines as they fall to the Swamp Bats by a score of 6-4. Newport drops to 24-17 on the year, while Keene jumps to 24-17 on the season. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show coming up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. So the Gulls fell in this one by a score of 6-4 to the Keene Swamp Bats. Gulls now 24-17 on the year, while the Keene Swamp Bats are 24-17 on the year. Stephen Huff alongside Nick Bello here in the booth. And it was a good game. It was a close game. Gulls jumped out to an early 1-0 lead, but the Swamp Bats charged back, scoring 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. It was really those middle innings where they just put on all those runs. You had a couple home runs, 2-run home run from Randall Bednar, a home run from Will Wagner, and those middle innings is what set them apart and is a little bit too much for the Gulls to come back on in the end.
Yeah, you know, tough to loss tonight for the Newport Gulls. You know, it was right there for the taking for them. Took them all the way down to the ninth, where we saw a 10-plus pitch at bat from Colton Bender, where you thought maybe he'd drive one into the outfield or drive one over the fence to win the game, but couldn't get the job done. The Gulls fall here 6-4.
Now for the bright side for the Gulls, still at 24 wins on the season, still a chance to make the playoffs. If they won this game here tonight, they would have clinched a playoff berth now. So they just need a win or 2 more, and they will clinch that berth. And if some other teams lose, they can still make the playoffs. It's looking likely at this point, but you don't want to say that they will until it is clinched. But looking at some silver linings tonight, Garrett Schmeltz, although he did give up a couple of home runs, that's not a trend all season. We talked about it during the broadcast. What is great to see from him, 8 strikeouts to 2 walks.
Yeah, absolutely. A great outing by Garrett Schmeltz, minus, as you said, a couple of runs they gave up via home runs. But, I mean, the Gulls pitching staff really came to play tonight. You know, we got some good outings out of the bullpen from Marks, Farrer, and also Ryan Tewers.
Yeah, I know I was going to go there next. Jordan Marks and Cameron Farrer combining for 2 2/3, giving up just 1 hit combined, didn't give up a run. I mean, 3 strikeouts between the 2 of them. Really an excellent performance from both of them. And then Ryan Tewers even came in, a position player for the Gulls. Now he's a 2-way player at Villanova, but he put in a good effort on the mound as well.
Yeah, like what I saw from Tewers tonight. You know, being a position player for most of the season, coming in, really dealing, only giving up 1 run. So you'll take that.
The Gulls fell tonight to a very good Keene Swamp Bats team, a team that is going to be in the playoffs most likely. So if you are looking at this as a loss, it's not a bad loss for the Gulls, and they still have a chance to pick up a win tomorrow against the Upper Valley Nighthawks. But the Gulls eventually fall in this one by a score of 6-4. Again, they are 24-17 on the year, while Keene is now 24-17 as well. That's going to do it from me up here in the booth. I'm going to send it over to Nick Bello for the rest of the postgame show.
Thank you, Steven. So the Gulls fall here at Cardines Field 6-4 and fail to clinch a playoff spot, but we'll have many more chances coming up this week. As for around the league, Winnipesaukee defeated Vineyard 5-4. Bottom of the 8th right now after a doubleheader for Danbury Mystic. 3-2 win for Danbury over Mystic in the first game. Bottom 8th, 9-1 Mystic over Danbury. Oh, top of the 9th, 9-1 Mystic over Danbury. And Upper Valley losing to Sanford 6-3. And Valley defeating North Adams 8-1. I am joined now by my good friend and fashion connoisseur, John Perrick. John, what did you like from the Newport Gulls tonight?
Well, you know, I think we saw a lot out of. Well, I think that we saw a lot out of the Newport Gulls today, and I think the first thing which you have to like is, of course, Ryan Tewers on Sunday. He came in, he gave Newport a scoreless inning up in Sanford. Today, although he gave up a run, it was still a valiant effort. He was able to prevent a few more runs from coming in, and he gave Newport a fighting chance in that 9th inning. Colton Bender with a great at-bat. Bender, of course, with a humongous game, his first home run of the season. He also had multiple good throws to cut down the run game, but Newport just couldn't get it done.
I mean, how about that Colton Bender at bat in the 9th? I mean, you thought he had the chance right there to really send one over the fence after seeing 10-plus pitches from Willis, the pitcher from from Keene.
Yeah, no, he was really fighting, and at the end of the day, he just wasn't able to extend the at-bat. Did get the pitch count up. Of course, Joey Bellini coming up. Again, Newport had a fighting chance in the 9th. At the end of the day, just were not able to get it done.
And with them falling tonight, they failed to clinch a playoff spot, but they have so many more chances this week, So which game do you think is going to be the best chance for them to really take home a playoff spot?
Well, of course, they've got Upper Valley, they've got Winnipesaukee. Those are 2 big games in themselves, but really I'm looking at Wednesday, Martha's Vineyard, because that's the team that they're right now neck and neck with. Of course, as I'm sure you said earlier, the Sharks lost today. Newport is, of course, before this game was finalized, they were 1 game out. Is it 1.5 now?
Yeah, 1.5 now.
So
the Sharks.
That Wednesday night game here at Cardines Field, it's going to be huge, and it may just tell us who's going to be having that first round bye.
Oh, no, actually we're down to 1 game now between the Sharks and the Gulls. This game isn't finalized. But we're going to send it down to Stephen Huff. So, Stephen, take it away.
So the Gulls fall to the Swamp Bats by a score of 6-4, but we'll be back in action on the road tomorrow to take on the Upper Valley Nighthawks. For tonight, I'd like to thank our executive producer and director, Tom Lima, producer Shannon Carlson, audio technician Shayna Wintraub, on-site engineer Mike Abbott, statistician Michael Garman, and the voice of the Newport Gulls tonight with me in the booth, Nick Bello. I'm Stephen Huff saying goodnight from the City by the Sea.